wrestling kids and the millions listening live around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready for the round table.
Missed my screwed up intro, but whatever. There we go.
It's all good. We'll be fine.
Yeah. All right, Brett, what do we got for news, brother?
A lot. Today we have a lot. Rumor mill. CJ Perry returning to WWE to steal Dom from Liv? What?
Oh, no.
Oh,
Is she like 40?
Yeah.
Age doesn't matter in WWE.
I guess.
Right,
Oh, yeah.
right.
Vince.
Yeah. Who?
What?
Huh?
Word. Yeah.
All right, so that's
Interesting.
so the next thing, there's a spoiler alert for next week's NXT. I hate to break it to everyone.
La 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 la.
So if you want to turn it down, you don't want to know,
Turned down for what?
just say that. Ha, good one. But Charlie Dempsey lost his Heritage Cup to Lexus King.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that is. I mean, that's tragedy.
Maybe it'll lead into if it'll lead into a program between the two, fine. And then, Charlie can go to something else, but it's whatever.
Charlie Dempsey could be doing so much more than freaking wrestling Lexus King.
Yes, that's why I think he lost the Heritage Cup.
I think Lexus King is going to end up being another disappointing second generation. He's a lot more Ted DiBiase Jr. than he is Randy Orton.
Yeah, for sure.
Ooh-wee. That's a reference.
Hey, at least I didn't say Brett Anderson.
Ooh.
Oof.
Right.
A gasp goes through the room.
Everyone's just quiet.
Because Ted DiBiase Jr. references make everybody gets everybody on their toes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it doxed.
Ted DiBiase.
Everybody's got a price.
Indeed.
Apparently. Paul Heyman says if you can't give Cody Rhodes his flowers right now, then you're not paying attention.
Okay. Giving someone their flowers is the silliest freaking phrase I've ever heard in my life. I wish people would stop saying it. It sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
Cody
it's like-
Rhodes is dope. Cody Rhodes is dope.
Everybody appreciates what's going on right now. Nobody it got stale for a little bit. Yeah, it's tired. But we're giving him his flowers.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
They forced Cody Rhodes down my throat, considering how pause, by the way. They forced this person down our throats for the last 3 years to make him seem like he's not a perennial mid-carder like I always thought he was.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The thing about that is
if he wants his flowers, sure.
the thing about that is that used to be called a push before
Exactly,
the internet.
right.
You know what I mean? Forcing someone down our throats just meant they were on TV all the time. They beat people all the time. Now, because people are in the know, you know what I mean, and vote on best storylines of the year,
Right.
they don't call it a push anymore. They call it freaking getting forced down your throat,
Yeah.
So
Well, when it's on both, when everything revolves around you, like when Jey Uso was absolutely forced.
yeah.
It became organic, but like after a while, after like the 10th show where he was main eventing Raw and SmackDown each week, I was like,
Right.
okay. But yeah, if a person wants their flowers, sure, he could retire before
Why
that.
not?
But yeah,
I think Cody Rhodes is dope. So
Yeah. He's
he's a
got
wrestler.
the naysayers out there, but yeah.
I've always thought he was good.
he's proved himself.
He
He's
has.
proven himself
And,
legit.
and he's like Christian in that he can work up and down the card. You know what I mean? He can have a good match with anybody at any level.
That's
He can
right.
make somebody look good, and he can also,
I
you
don't
know,
Yeah.
work with someone and have a good match with both
Yeah.
of them. You know what I mean? Like he can do whatever he needs to do.
Yeah, and
I
that's
think we should
that's
calm
important.
down on the Christian ref with Cody, because Cody's got a long way to go before he's on Christian.
Well, no, I'm just saying in relation to how he can work up and down the card. There aren't a lot of wrestlers who can do that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Batista could work up and down the card, but Batista could never be a mid carder. You know what I mean? Like he just, he definitely was never an open match guy.
Yeah.
But
But
Cody could lose the belt tomorrow and open the show with somebody. I'm trying to think with fucking with Kaiser. He could open the show with Kaiser. You know what I mean? It
I
wouldn't
don't
be
think
surprising.
I don't think he'll ever go back to mid card. He'll probably retire before he.
Yeah, for sure.
I
Right.
imagine.
Well, I'm not saying. See, okay, I'm going to try to make the Christian reference one more time because I feel like my point isn't getting hit. I'm not saying he would stay. He would stay at mid card. I'm saying he can move up and down the card,
No, I get it.
and it's not going to hurt him or hurt the other person. You see what I'm saying? He can that's what I'm saying. Like when Triple H tried to freaking wrestle mid carders, all he did was screw them. You know what I mean? Shelton Benjamin, Hurricane Helms, like.
Mhm.
I feel like
except for Kennedy,
except well,
they let him get over on him.
right, but did it really, you know what I
didn't
mean?
stick.
In the end, yeah, it didn't stick. That's what I'm saying. I feel like Cody Rhodes has that thing that Christian has where you can go up and down the card and work with different people,
Yeah.
and it can be beneficial. There's not a lot of wrestlers who can do that.
Right.
That was my point. And I could be wrong. Maybe Cody Rhodes couldn't do it now. Maybe he's gotten too big for it, but
Who
I don't
knows?
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes.
Charlotte Flair trains alongside NXT wrestlers awaiting her in-ring return. Now, she was spotted with Shawn Spears and Kiana James.
Ooh,
nice.
ooh, I like that.
Dude, who was training with the AEW wrestlers? There was a freaking WWE
Nobody, baby.
WWE girl who was training in the AEW this week too. I don't
Tonight.
remember who it was.
Was it somebody training with Mercedes?
Yes.
Oh,
But there was
I think I
other
seen that
AEW
also.
people
Yeah.
in it too. Yeah,
Also,
I can't remember who it was now.
Might be in this.
It might be in there.
Might be in there. There's a lot.
They're
There's so much, dude.
Charlotte's training with her dance off with Mercedes Monet.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm still recovering from the flu, by the way, guys. So if I keep coughing and stuff, I know it's bad radio, but there's not much I can do about it.
Mm-hmm.
Understandable.
Sometimes the flu's got to get over.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm winning though. I'm kicking out, dude. And
Kicking out it too.
making my comeback. This is my hope spot.
There you go.
Uh,
There you go.
Pentagon to make his
Proud.
debut on Netflix debut.
I wonder if that's what that Zero video is.
It might be.
That
Imagine.
that
Negative
tease,
zero
though.
thing. Yeah.
I did not like that tease, thinking that Carmelo Hayes was going to fight him. We'll get to that point, but
Right.
I think I know I've seen what they were doing, and I kind of like it,
Yeah.
doing that and then being like, yeah, he'll be on the Netflix, obviously. Yeah, I like it.
Right. It's just,
Proud.
get people excited.
Mhm.
Big news for AEW. Warner Brothers Discovery and All Elite Wrestling yesterday announced details about the start of their new multi-platform media rights agreement that will provide fans with the widest available access ever to AEW's most popular programming, starting Wednesday, January 1st of 2025. It's right around the corner. It's a big deal for them.
I'm excited.
No.
Hopefully they can stop sucking.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Maybe sucking
Hey, at least-
is
hey,
what
at
they
least they
do
listen,
the best.
Jackie.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it going to be? So what channels are these going to
It's gonna be on
there?
Max. Everything's gonna be on Max.
So
Yeah.
Collision, Rampage, Dynamite.
Yeah. And then it's like a
Everything.
year's worth of pay-per-views. You'll be able to get on demand whenever you want. Seems like a pretty dope deal, dude, if you got Max.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah, man.
I stream. I don't have regular television, so
D-Lo, you
I'm
have
finally
Max?
gonna get to
Yeah,
I do have Max, yeah.
What do you guys get with Max? Just
It's
'cause I
still
don't
in
know.
it's still in
cool
like
TV shows and movies and
TV
stuff.
shows,
I don't know.
movies, some of that
Okay.
live
Future
TV, but
Commandos, all the
live TV
DC
too.
stuff.
Like
Yeah, all the DC stuff is on there.
True,
Yeah.
Warner Brothers. Yeah, I was thinking.
Yeah.
Warners.
I
A
might, I
lot
might
of the
look
stuff
into
that used to be on Hulu
Mhm.
for whatever reason moved over to Max. I don't know if Max bought a bunch of the content or what happened, but like
Yeah,
all the
I
DC
think
stuff
that's
that
it.
used to be on Hulu was there. I don't know. Hey, Max is cool. It's a pretty good deal. It's only like $10.
That's not bad.
Yeah, you know that.
Yeah.
I hear that.
Logan Paul breaks his silence after Conor McGregor confirms he has agreed to the boxing fight.
Ew.
Oh shit.
Ew.
Logan Paul is going to eat his lunch, man, unless he's on
gonna get-
cocaine
He's gonna get jacked up.
in a boxing match.
This is
He's like
Hey,
my
boxing?
40 pounds heavier than him, and like
Mhm. When I heard
way,
this, I didn't.
longer reach, dude. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't. I don't
What?
see this to be anything. Then it must be that Connor's
This is
ego got
silly,
ahead of him
dude.
because yeah,
Money,
somebody
money,
who
money.
walks around 160 or
Yeah.
165 should not be fighting somebody who's 6'3".
Yeah,
Right.
205,
Right.
210. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense.
Gonna be a
Logan
catch-
Paul is gonna.
Hey.
I hate to say it, dude, but Logan Paul is gonna beat his butt.
Yeah, he's I don't like
I
it,
don't like
Silly.
especially if it's catch weight. I don't
Oh.
like it, which means that
Yeah.
you know whatever
Money,
weight
money.
they can both get to. You know,
Right.
just-
So probably like 185 ish.
Probably.
Yeah. Also, again,
but-
fighting
And
people who
Logan will
aren't
be
boxers.
Logan will be a huge 185. You know,
Right.
because you freaking
Mhm.
you go down and then you bulk back up for a day, and he'll come in, you know, at least 200 pounds.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense, dude. It makes no sense. He's gonna get destroyed. He's
Well,
not gonna be
that's-
able to touch him.
Well, that's the
In a
scary thing,
boxing
right?
match, you
Yeah,
know,
'cause
he's not gonna be able
one-
to touch him.
This is the thing, right? Because when I watched him against Floyd, Connor, he started out boxing, right? Thing
Right.
is, though, that's not his focus, especially when he trains, right? So,
Yeah.
me, I'm 180.
Yeah.
I'm 6 foot 180. I would give Conor McGregor fits.
Yeah.
Like there's no way, you know, you did Roadhouse, so I'm sure you think you're unstoppable.
it.
But no. And that's, I don't even want to talk about Logan Paul for the rest of the year.
You don't look so big to me,
You don't look so big to me.
Gary
Uh,
Punk, man.
Rhino and TNA part ways.
What?
Yeah, man. He said he's never coming back too. He said this is
he
it.
said never.
Damn, never ever for never
It's
ever for
because he's
never
old.
ever.
He's gonna be
And some of it
in
might be
the,
Scott Demore because he
yeah.
has a long relationship with Scott Demore
I
too.
figured.
Yeah.
That. Heck yeah, I
Well,
figured.
we'll get into that later, but a lot
Yeah.
of what's going to be
That's,
happening with TNA is because of Scott.
14.
Yeah. The ring announcer left too. What's her name? Jade something?
Yeah. Oh,
Nobody's
we have
talked about that.
I
Yeah,
think we have
she
the
left.
Yeah.
we have the list. We're gonna get into that.
Yeah. Ton of people left or are leaving. It's yeah.
Well, that's what
TNA's about to
happened.
hit some rough times, man.
Yeah.
That's what
Speaking of
happens
which,
when you show your talent. Well, first of all, that's what happens when you screw over an executive who did so much for your company
yeah.
and had a good relationship with everyone. And when you show your talent to the biggest company in the freaking world.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
There's a chance that
Exactly.
Jordan Grace could have stayed in TNA for another 3 or 4 years.
Oh, for
Right.
sure.
Well,
That was already
WWE
3 years
was
too
like-
long.
Yeah,
Wow.
WWE's like, look at this reaction. You know what I mean? Joe
That's what
Hendry,
I'm
same
doing.
deal.
Yeah,
Mhm.
same.
They're going to snap him up now.
If
Yeah.
I can make a correlation, this kind of reminds me. Have you guys heard of Marshall, the college, what they're going through right now?
I heard of the college, but I don't know what they're going through.
Marshall.
So
bro.
Marshall,
Wasn't there a movie about them? Is it Glory Days about that school?
No.
no. Oh, is
Okay.
it?
Okay.
Randy,
Whoa,
Fuck,
whoa, whoa. Randy
Anyway.
Moss went there.
Randy
Yeah.
University. You already know it.
Exactly. But Marshall, what their issue is that they have a bowl game and they have to forfeit it because they
Oh.
don't have enough players because after their coach was fired, they got so many decommits.
Yeah.
Not only
Wow.
that, but they got transfers. People like 30 kids transferred after he left, and that's during the season. So like he got fired
Oh, my Lord.
maybe like a week ago, and then like all his players were like, okay, we're not playing for anybody else. So
Wow.
now they have to forfeit, and that's money. They have to forfeit a whole bowl game.
Yeah,
that shows
they
you.
withdrew. Yeah, they had to withdraw from the bowl game.
That's insane. So the Marshall movie is called We Are Marshall. Imagine that.
Matthew McConaughey.
I knew they had a movie, dude.
Marshall.
Yeah.
Well, I knew it wasn't Glory Days, but
Yeah, I knew that.
I'm from West Virginia, man.
but I think Rhino's going to be in the backstage doing something.
Are you from
Could
Rand
be.
University, Brad?
Buddy, I live about 20 minutes from Rand University.
Okay.
Right.
Already.
Okay, this next thing, I don't think I want to say this. The Kurt Angle thing, I don't think that's news.
No,
I
but
think that's just logical.
It's interesting because, you know,
All right, what's going on?
Kurt Angle says Vince McMahon is going to hell when he dies.
Oh yeah, that was just silly.
Yeah.
He's like, and he said it a while ago though, right? It's they pulled out an old quote,
Yeah.
and they're like, people have always. It was kind of to prove that people have always known that Vince McMahon is a scumbag, and it took like these legal
It's
proceedings
evident.
to really bring it out.
It's evident.
Could have told
Yeah.
you that 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
Becky
Mario
Lynch.
Mancini could have told you about it.
Becky Lynch is on the new Star Trek.
Yeah, she is.
One of
like
the main
a-
characters.
A main
Yes.
character?
Yeah, she's one of the main characters on the new Star Trek.
Yeah.
What?
Good for her. She's not coming back to wrestling.
No.
Well. Shout out to Adam Copeland, Emmy Award nominee. But
Woohoo!
he's coming back after acting. So.
Yeah. Well, Edge has been acting for a while. He was on Haven. He was a regular on Haven years ago.
Yeah.
He was on
Pretty cool
Vikings,
show.
I think, also.
Oh yeah, yep,
He was in
Yep.
Highlander.
yep.
Oh my goodness.
Highlander 3, right? The Quickening.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the quick.
Yeah, yeah.
Highlander.
Copeland.
The
was-
Landering.
Speaking of movies,
There's a long history between Highlander and wrestling. Do you guys remember what the first scene was in the original Highlander movie?
Oh god, I don't actually.
and
So the Highlander is like reborn or whatever, and he walks into an auditorium, like an arena, and the Freebirds are wrestling the High Flyers.
What?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That's a reference right there. Everybody go check out Highlander.
Yeah.
First 5 minutes. And then watch 10 more minutes and then you're good.
A
Yeah.
whole 6-man tag.
speaking of being on TV, Tony D'Angelo is now on Wild Cards.
Yeah.
What
Let's
is
give him
that?
a money.
Looks like he's gonna be the villain for the new season, which is pretty dope.
What is it?
You gotta
Wild
be
Cards.
Don't know.
Yeah,
what
it's
it
like
is.
a gangsta show.
So they
I'm
got
not
the guy
even
who
sure.
pretends to be a mob boss for a mob.
Yeah.
lord.
They got Keith
Yeah.
background.
Yeah, I suppose
They
so.
gonna get tired of you. You can do some crazy.
Here's some more silly news.
It's on CW.
Rhea scalds Liv for smoking weed.
Hey,
That
man.
was hilarious, though.
What?
It was really funny.
It was
I
really,
want it to be an angle.
I do.
should be.
Like all their little exchanges that they do
Yeah.
on Twitter are just so funny, dude.
Weed and nuggies. Weed and nuggies. That's what I want.
Oh, God.
I need some nuggets.
She
They-
said, I usually tell people to touch grass, but I think you touch it a little too much, my dude.
Man.
That's
That's
what she said.
funny.
It was
That's
funny.
funny.
Dude. Really funny. Yeah.
This next news might be
Uh-huh.
the best thing that could happen to Camille. They say
Mhm.
she is gone from AEW.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but one person said it.
Ooh.
Who's Brian
Mhm.
Alvarez? How reputable is he? You know
Oh,
what I
my
mean? I don't know
goodness.
this dude.
He's joking, people. He's joking.
Am I? I don't know
Brian.
who Brian Alvarez is. Like,
Brian Alvarez has been
yeah.
he's been one of the lead story grabbers for the last how many years?
Right.
Okay. So he may know what he's talking about then.
A little bit. I
Okay, right.
thank goodness if this is the case. Otherwise, she's
Yeah.
in creative inferno
Yeah.
right now because there's
I mean, she passed up NXT, dude. They offered her a contract.
Yeah.
You know?
because she
She's
didn't
been-
want to go to a developmental
Right.
at the
But,
tender age
hey,
of whatever she is.
But that
Yeah.
developmental,
Is
It's not
like the top brand in WWE. Yeah.
yeah.
But I don't think she would have belonged with Roxanne, Cora, and Sol Ruka. She's
Yeah.
she has everything going already. Like she is
Yeah, it's kind of silly, dude.
she
but-
is what she will be for the rest of her career.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe that's what her thinking was, you know?
Yeah,
But
I
now
don't,
it's
like,
know. I don't know
you
if
know.
she can in AEW. In AEW, she can be a powerhouse and she can talk. So
Right.
I don't know what they're waiting for to. I guess they missed out their opportunity on a really good women's wrestler. But
They did.
that's what you
Yeah.
get,
They
you
did.
know. Like you have people on your roster and you sell them a dream, and then they end up finding a nice guy that lives alone and that has a good apartment and good credit. Speaking of which, Gigi, I'm single.
Here we go.
Unfortunately, she's not. And neither is Camille. Camille's super married.
Super.
One of the most jacked dudes in life.
She wears 2 rings.
Yeah.
It's like I'm that married.
I'm just saying, dude, her and Tom Latimer, it's super funny because they're both like pretty imposing characters, but they post like the sweetest crap on social media.
The H is
That's
silent.
what like they seem very. The H is silent. Yeah, his name is not Thom. Oh, you mean yeah. Oh, and Latimer? I mean, there are people named Tom who spell their name with H. But yeah, anyway.
Anyway, Netflix doesn't want Cody Rhodes or his crybabies.
Lies.
I don't want them either.
Lies. I think it's lies.
Oh, they'll take all the publicity they can get.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm a Cody.
See, now that one Brian Alvarez probably didn't report, right? That's probably from Sportskeeda or
That was
something
no,
like that.
that was wrestling news actually.
It was
I
his,
don't know what
it was
that is.
his brother Ryan Alvarez.
Right, Thom.
Thom!
Alvarez.
That is the name, Tyler. That is the name of the episode.
Thom Alvarez.
Thom.
Yes.
Yes.
Thom.
Thom Alvarez.
Bailey wants to be
Happy to be
Roxanne
here.
Perez's first WrestleMania opponent.
Cool.
I think that would be beautiful, actually.
Yeah, good for her.
It'd be good.
I need that at 3.
I would also like to be Roxanne Perez's first WrestleMania opponent.
Hey,
But then you have
I'll
to
be
go
there.
over.
I'll be the referee for their match.
There you go. All right, let's do it.
That's the thing.
Dominic Mysterio receives an interesting 3-word message from Bronson Reed after inviting him to join the Judgment Day.
Oh.
Bronson responded with, "Dom's my boy."
Hey,
Interesting.
hey.
I'm not
That's everybody's
against.
boy.
I'm not against building up an already built. Because that's the weird thing about Judgment Day. They've gone through so many metamorphoses, transformations, etc., downgrades, upgrades.
Yeah,
like,
but
why
they're
not
still-
just keep it going?
They're still going. You
Yeah,
know?
it's okay.
But
Yeah.
at some point, you could tell the way. Obviously, we'll get into it. But what happened last week after the Finn match, you could tell immediately after their tag match. It was written in the stars that Dom is taking them elsewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taking Leah, Liv, Raquel, and maybe Carlito. I don't know. Carlito just seems like luggage at this point. It's weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, JD and Finn are going their separate ways.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Mm.
I thought for sure that Bronson was just going to join the bloodline. I thought that would have been cool. But I guess
I
not.
don't know like it's going to be, but I think since it ain't gonna bust, they highlighted. Oh,
Yeah.
that
Now they don't know.
There's too many legitimate people in the bloodline.
Oh,
and,
for sure.
and Sammy Uso. So
But I mean, no, I meant the other.
I mean,
the other
you can
bloodline.
use one for the other side too.
and
Yeah, I meant the
CM
other
Uso.
bloodline.
Sammy Uso.
Okay,
In the
okay.
middle.
Yeah, I meant the
The
Not
Solos.
not the OG bloodline, Solos
Right.
bloodline. Yeah.
Yeah, for solo.
Bloodline 2.0.
Yeah,
Yeah.
give them their version. Yeah,
I'm
give 'em
thinking
their
I mean,
There's too
everybody's
many-
legit in that too.
But,
But
like,
I mean,
Yeah, but
He is
Hikuleo
Samoan,
is Hikuleo is 100% because he's the literal brother of the Tongas,
yeah,
and like Lance at some point because he was Jacob Fatu's partner back in the
Right.
day. Like
Right.
I don't think that there's enough space for Bronson. You know, pun intended.
Ah,
It's huge, but like I don't think there's enough
He's
space
huge.
in this bloodline right now.
yeah, he's a
I
giant
agree.
man.
I agree.
Either that or they need to bring him back and then they need to show like a funny thing where they show the family tree and then just a random branch going to Bronson Reed by himself.
Right. He's smart.
Born
That'd
from
be
a
It's
great.
just like
a collision between an earthquake and a tsunami.
indeed. Before Jimmy Snuka died, when people would ask him if he was related to The Rock, he would
Mhm.
say, "I'm related to everyone from the islands, brother."
Mm-hmm.
That's what he used to say.
Then he'd
That's
say,
easy.
"I didn't do it.
Yeah, I didn't do it because he's not related to The Rock. So,
I did it for The Rock.
Did it for the people.
I did it because she annoyed me."
Chelsea
okay,
Green.
it's a hell of a drug.
That was a dark jokes got darker. Chelsea Green.
Chelsea Green wins Women's United States Championship, the inaugural.
I called it.
And
Yeah.
and the love of
I
the
did too.
crowd.
I called it too.
Well, look at her. She had little what are those? Like little pendants of
Chelseas.
herself
Yeah.
herself all over her dress. She made herself such a good character and like yeah, she was the right person to win. That's all I'm
Absolutely.
gonna say for right now. She was the right person to win.
Candice LeRae also did that recently, but you know what else?
What's up?
Sabu says he would rather watch a wrestler than a gymnast like Will Ospreay. He also went on to criticize Finn Balor and said that he's been
That-
programmed to not be the same.
Is he
Well
wrong?
done.
So
Is he?
Sabu, the one time that I hung out with Sabu, he was super cool to me. But this is such a bad take.
Is it?
Such a bad take, dude. I think it is.
Well, okay.
I think that Will Ospreay is so much more than a gymnast. I just watched him and Josh Alexander last night, and holy shit, you know.
Oh,
And
Eric Darby last night. Or
and Finn
Wednesday.
Balor is doing his job. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's just a different style of wrestling. Plus, he's so much smaller. Like,
who did you say he
he's
fought
in a
yesterday?
different. He's in a different environment. You know, than he did in Japan. I mean, I'm assuming
Okay.
he's saying like he's been programmed not to be the wrestler he was in Japan. You know, but it's not the same environment.
Right.
You know,
Well-
like.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I get it.
Well, is it though? Is it that you don't agree with the rather watch a wrestler than a good gymnast, or the Finn Balor one?
It's kind of both. Like, I think that
He's
you
not
have
wrong.
a job to do. You have a job to do. Finn Balor has his spot on the card and he knows his job. That doesn't mean that, like, he can't go out and do a double stomp on freaking Gunther's head.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that he
Right.
can't still do a muscle buster. It just means that, like, that's not his role right now. You know? I mean, that's.
Well, if that's the case, then how is Sabu wrong? Because if it's not his role to be the kind of wrestler that he is, then yes, he is changing. And yes, they have seen him as, because if he didn't change, then Vince would have never taken him seriously, because we know how Vince thought about Finn
Right.
Balor.
Right.
We know what Vince
Well-
thought about him. He probably would have gone down to NXT for a third time.
Yeah. I
If
think
he
it
was still
depends
Vince.
on what Sabu means by programmed.
Mhm.
Like, if he means programmed like a robot where he's just naturally holding himself back.
Well, he's not
I
the
don't-
demon anymore.
True. Yeah. And when he did do the demon, it was ridiculous. Like the last
Yeah.
time he did it, it was silly.
Yeah, it was
It was
bad.
silly.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like NXT when it first came out and like how they presented Finn Balor, he was
Yeah.
the hottest thing in the world.
Fair.
You didn't even
Yeah.
need those pans to his crotch. Like the
Right.
guy was literally he could do no wrong back then in NXT. It's just like
Facts.
it shows.
I just
you
wouldn't necessarily blame if he's trying to blame Finn. Like, I didn't read the article, I only saw the headline. If he's trying to blame Finn for the situation, I say the man's got to eat. You
Yeah.
know,
That's true.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
and the Osprey thing is silly. Osprey is a good wrestler.
He
He's
is,
just
but
a good
I'm not
wrestler
a
who
big
also
Ospreay
does
fan.
gymnastic stuff.
I'm not a big
Yeah.
Osprey fan, but he
But
isn't a bad wrestler.
This is the thing what he
He's
said
just
though.
not
This
the
is,
best in the world like
Yeah.
everybody says he is.
but this
Well, I
is what
feel that.
Sabu said, right? And then if
Okay.
you hear what Sabu said, then maybe you'll put some credence on it. He said,
Okay.
I like Will Ospreay, I just don't like watching him. He's a great worker and a good gymnast and all that stuff, but his stuff is too choreographed. Backflip over the ropes all the time. That's all gymnast stuff. It's okay, but as a regular thing, no. Would I want to watch that? No. I want to see a wrestler. I will fight for days on his side.
Yeah,
Really?
he wants
Like-
to see
So
wrestling.
let's think about this for a second though. Remember the 60-man Iron Man match, right?
Okay.
And then we compared it to Swerve and Okada.
Mhm.
And how Swerve and Okada looked like a kung fu fight. It looked completely choreographed.
Yeah.
It did.
But Ospreay and MJF looked like a match. It looked like a fight. Even though, and I think that's the difference. Ospreay puts the flippy stuff in spots where it makes sense, where it looks like he's reacting. I think
Well,
the problem is a lot of times with those gymnastic style wrestlers, it doesn't look like they're reacting. It looks like something they planned, like with Swerve and Okada. I don't get that from Ospreay. And maybe,
You
know,
didn't get that with him against Darby Allin the last
I didn't
match?
watch it. I haven't watched AEW in forever.
AEW was great this week.
Yeah, I heard.
We'll
but I
go
didn't
over we'll
watch it.
go over it and then we'll tackle this again, but we do
Yeah.
have to get through
Okay.
the news.
Yeah.
Adam Pearce informed Logan Paul was signed as the newest superstar to Monday Night Raw. And he's
Hallelujah.
eyeing the world title next.
So he's
So I
not
guess he
retired.
retired from
I watched that
SmackDown.
Friday
He retired from
night.
SmackDown, I guess. I don't know.
That's how I take it. He's retired from SmackDown.
He retired from his timeless gimmick.
And now he has
Timeless.
amnesia. Now
Timeless
he has
Logan
amnesia.
Paul.
Yeah.
No, he has
Get
Oh,
your
I just
ass
started-
for Monday night. Bye
I
bye.
just started doing YouTube videos. I hope things go well. I'm flying to Japan. I hope they like me.
Man, there was
Tony
so much
Schiavone.
crap on Logan Paul this week.
Tony
Too much.
Schiavone, you're a legend.
Yeah,
Such
way
a
too
pleasure
much.
to meet you.
All right. Well,
That's the news.
Hey,
That's all.
Logan Paul should not be anywhere near the world title.
no, never.
Just far away.
Ever.
Even far
Ever.
away.
Yeah.
That'd be too
That's
much
silly.
commercial value.
Unless that is the one time that I would want to see Gunther be ridiculously stiff.
Mhm.
Oh my God.
Like,
yes.
Put him in there to let Gunther turn his chest into hamburger meat.
Stiffer than a Sasha Banks elbow.
Hey now.
Oh,
Yeah, my
don't get me started.
Give her my
Don't get me finished. So are we going to talk about the racist?
Who's
Oh,
racist?
Obsessor.
Obsessa?
Obsessive.
Oh, yeah, right.
Tessa
I mean,
Blanchard.
Yeah,
Returned to my TNA.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah, she did.
They had her return in my whole face.
Oh.
Yeah.
In my
Oh.
whole face.
Oh, that's
And,
crazy.
and
That's crazy.
she stopped a woman of color from getting the most significant victory of her career.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she did.
Yeah.
I'm saying, I'm
Is that
sure
her
that
gimmick?
wasn't intentional, but that's her new gimmick. Yeah. If a woman of color is about to win a match, she freaking interferes,
She's
causes
like, not on my
confusion.
watch. Not while I'm around.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude! You know, someone made the excuse that, that hold on a second. I want to read this Lance Storm thing really quick.
I would just say, I want to say, did TNA accept her apology and came back? I'm also thinking
What
that.
apology?
Like,
Yeah, there wasn't an
did-
apology,
did
dude.
she
No apology.
apologize? Did she
Heard an
have,
There was
Apology.
not an
They
apology.
got
The
with her,
apology
but
was
I'm
I
like,
was angry
they
because she
lost
almost
her
dropped me on my
champion.
head.
That
Yeah.
was the thing that took me out more than the racist shit. I was like, did they ever forgive her for that shit? Because to
There
me,
was
if
no
you
apology,
left him
dude.
as a champion,
None. There was none.
you ain't want to cut promos, you ain't want to do the basic stuff. So it was like,
Yeah.
how can we trust you again if you ain't want to be that?
Right.
All right.
I mean, that was the main thing that came at me more than the racist shit. Was
I
like,
think
that
they're
was-
scrambling because they're about to lose Joe Hendry and they're about to lose Jordan Grace and they're about to lose Josh Alexander.
I can
But
see
Tessa
that.
Blanchard is not the answer, man.
No.
I heard a
There's
knock on
plenty.
my
There's
door.
plenty of talent out there that's been released.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
Look at the ID. Look, hey, that's what I call some desperate measures. Break the glass.
I
Go to
feel
the
like
old family tree. Go to the family tree. Break the glass.
I saw something where someone said Magnum TA, who is her father-in-law or something along those lines, that someone who's very close to is in a wheelchair, which he's not in a wheelchair. He can walk. But either way, in a wheelchair from a severe spinal injury.
Oh,
Did you ever think that maybe she was angry and overreacted? Now, here's my thing, dude. If I'm angry and I overreact, I'm still not calling anybody that word. I'll call him an asshole. You know what I mean? I
Right.
may call him
Other words that we shouldn't say on,
other words. Yeah.
yeah.
on radio.
I've never, ever, I have never used that word directed at another human. Like that's just not,
I think we should just. He means he's never used that word ever.
right on,
we
bro.
cannot do that. Slap the
I
guy.
think Yeah. It's just not.
So here's my thing, right? Tessa, she was accepted by Moose, but Moose is the Tyrus of TNA.
Yeah.
He
I agree.
does what they say. He does what they say he want, and he'll be a good little boy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But Tessa, she has the black hair, but she is the Aryan race. And let's be honest, I think that there is a reckoning coming because her first feud is a departing Jordynne Grace, and I think Jordynne Grace is going to go scorched earth on her. I
Maybe.
think Jordynne
Maybe.
Grace might make her
man.
stock even bigger, giving her just like a scathing. That's the one thing we haven't gotten from Jordynne.
Yeah,
like
but
a scathing.
the thing about Jordan though, she's a true professional, and I don't think she'll do anything
Mhm.
out of her way to really hurt her. You know what I mean?
Well, not anymore.
Yeah. Because she's really professional, man. She's good at what she does.
So Lance Storm said that he has always been a Tessa Blanchard supporter and that she's a great worker and that everyone backstage was welcoming and the few people that weren't welcoming just avoided her.
I can see. Well, that's the thing that's scary, though. You don't want to be. You want to be alienated.
Right. And you have to like Lance Storm is in the office. So he's just preaching the company line too. You know what I mean? It's not like he would be like, there were people lined up with Shanks. Like he's not going to say that. So I don't know, man.
Okay, here's something that's weird, right? I keep trying to look up the Impact results. They keep giving me.
There wasn't any with the best of show.
Yeah, it was just the best of.
Oh, okay, I was wondering because I was like,
that's how I saw Josh Alexander and Ospreay.
Because that was last year, January.
It was the very beginning of this year.
Yeah, it was. I meant that. Yeah. But it was beginning of this year, January. Because when you said that, I was like, oh, that's when Ospreay got hit with the C4 spike and got beat because he did he did the Styles Clash again.
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
Yeah,
we'll mention that when it comes up. But I'm telling you, I'll mention it during the AEW part. But AEW was very good this week, and Ricochet is. We have to come up with a new name for that. Dude,
that was embarrassing.
Bad.
That was embarrassing.
He got buried twice in one night. Not even the Undertaker's done that before.
No.
Dude, if there isn't a come up, then this is the dumbest storyline ever.
He got
and
Daniel.
He should not agree to it.
He got Daniel hatered. Man. He got the brakes put on him. He got sunned. He got little broed. He got little broed by like 3/4 of the black talent in AEW, which is 2 people. My word. That's not going to be a round table, but at some point we're going to have to mention. It's going to be like the fall of the Edmund Fitzgerald. It's going to be the fall of the Ricochet.
Yeah, there's too much stuff going on, dude. We're not even round table, and we're just talking.
I think we. Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Man.
Oh,
It's the thing we
that
love
shit
about
every
it.
time,
TNA
yo.
did give out the first half of the year-end awards, and the results were definitely interesting.
Oh shit.
Do you want to sneak in the Pro Wrestling Awards right now and then?
The Sports
Oh.
Illustrated ones? Sure.
Yeah,
They
go
got
for it.
one thing right for sure.
Damn.
I heard that. Well, they got a
Tag
few
team of the
things,
year,
right?
baby. No, but I'm just saying 100% tag team of the year is for Axiom.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I
100%.
thought. Wait. The list I saw had Jade and Bianca up there.
As tag team of the year?
Yeah, there was another list that I saw. Did anybody else not see that?
Yeah,
Is that
the one that I
PWI?
looked at said for
I think
Axiom.
there was a literal.
And it was on Sports Illustrated's website. So
PWI Tag Team of
Ashford.
the Year.
oh, PWI. No, I'm talking about the Sports Illustrated list.
Oh, I was about to say yeah, because the list I saw was PWIs.
Oh, okay. Damn.
And PWI
Well, yeah, Sports
has
Illustrated just put their list out, like I said, like an hour ago.
yeah.
Their
Oh,
year-end awards.
PWIs is like a day ago. Oh no,
Okay.
not a day ago, like
So
a week ago actually.
They went side by side.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I think that's fan service that Bianca Jade #1 tag because that's
Yeah,
definitely
that's
not
silly.
bad.
That's
Aesthetically,
yeah, no.
yes. Aesthetically, they look like the best tag team because they're two women with six
They're
packs
big.
and
Right.
yes,
They're just big and
in
strong.
good ways.
Yeah. Triple H called them superheroes.
I believe
That's
it.
really what they are, and that's why Bianca
Yeah.
can't go heel. That's why I've been saying I don't think Naomi, as heelish as she is not.
Right.
Like one of the things I remember from Total Divas is her like panicking about becoming a heel for the first time, and like I don't think she's
Yeah.
ever gotten that
Oh,
heel-ish.
that's so nice.
Right.
I just want to dance.
Yeah, just want to show booty.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Just want to flash cakes like I'm outside of a bakery.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Wear bright neon and inspire little girls.
Don't allow me to derail. I'm
Yeah.
a monster. But what was it? The Raw Netflix? Do we have the card already for the Netflix debut? Is that what it's going on?
Yeah.
We've got
Yeah,
two matches.
yeah.
Is the whole
Yeah.
card out now, or is it
Oh,
just
yeah.
two matches?
I got it.
matches.
Oh,
I
wow.
got the whole card.
Mhm.
All right, what do we got?
We got CM Punk and Seth freaking Rollins. for
That's the
first-
main for sure.
Nice.
Then we got
It's,
Tribal Combat.
Yeah.
Tribal Chief and the Uafale.
All right. Whoever wins gets it.
And
Yep.
Solo Sokoa.
Okay.
That's pretty extreme. And
So
then
let's say Roman wins or Solo wins. Do they get both bloodlines? Do they have to submit? And so
That's
there's
what
like
I
a
think.
20-person bloodline?
I think
They have
I
like
think
a
Rocky
symbol.
comes out and gives the Ulafala to Jacob
That'd
after
be awesome.
Solo wins. After
It's like,
Solo
now
wins
this
because
is
of
your
Jacob.
bloodline.
I've been saying it. I've been saying that they got to go for a swerve and make it interesting.
Yeah.
Solo is too much of a baby. He's also the actual brothers of the Usos. So
Yeah.
I think Solo belongs back on with Sammy Uso and the rest of his brothers.
Dude, speaking of Jacob Fatu, I don't know if you guys saw this. MLW put out a line of action figures,
Mm-hmm.
and the lead and most expensive figure is a Jacob Fatu figure.
The werewolf, because he was MLW.
He's a beast, man. He's a beast.
But
He
it's
was
just
their
funny he's not
MVP.
even in the company anymore. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
they're like,
For the amount of time he was there until he got to WWE, he was
Yeah.
MVP of them, MVP of
Oh, for sure.
MVP.
but they're like, come get a $40 Jacob Fatu figure.
Ugh.
The figures are expensive. I think the cheapest ones are like $19.99, but the higher up ones are $40.
But if you think about it, everything's over expensive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that soon as well.
All right, D'Lo. Go ahead.
And then
Yeah, sorry, brother.
the last, and please let this be the last time.
Yes.
Leah
Liv Morgan
and Rhea.
versus Rhea Ripley for the
Yeah,
women's
man.
title.
It's got to happen today.
For a
It's got to
bucket
happen
of
today.
nuggets.
Right.
Can we get the moment?
A bucket of Taco Bell nuggets.
Also,
Yes.
I'm sorry. Did we not get Wyatt 6 announcement for Netflix show? Did they
I
not?
guess not.
Part of me was wondering what they're doing next because I'm
Right.
confused.
I know this ain't over with the final test.
John Cena's gonna join.
Oh, because I think Dexter Loomis is set to fight Miz. No.
Yeah,
This is
I
what it
remember
seems
that.
like.
I remember that. That's all I remember.
Mhm.
That's
And then the IC tournament finals, and then
gotta be.
we might get some Rock and John Cena.
Yeah, I seen that. Right?
Yeah.
I've seen them.
Yeah,
promos.
Rocky and John Cena are both going to be there.
Not to mention, we're going to get possibly Pentagon. So
Is X-Pac going to be there? That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, though.
Pentagon X5.
No, he's currently trying to revive Degeneration Mechs
Nice.
in Mexico.
Mhm.
With Pentagon.
there you go.
How you got that?
He's going to be there recruited.
Hey.
We have 2 words for you. Chupaste. Sorry, that's 1 word. It's
That-
translated into 2.
It sounds
Right.
like it's going to be an awesome show, though.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. They're hyping it up like a pay-per-view. They're loading it up, man.
You
It's gonna
know,
be fun.
I don't see Gunther's name on there anywhere.
Mm.
Ugh.
Well, because
We'll
when
see.
Cody's on something, Gunther's not.
Yeah.
So it'll show
So
that
is-
they'll, yeah.
So is Cody going to be on it?
Well, they'll probably mention him. He'll have Kevin Owens will attack him, Vince, Steve Austin style.
You mean Drew McIntyre will attack him? Did you guys not see that? Drew McIntyre went in on Kevin Owens. He said that he stole his whole gimmick.
Word for word,
Yeah.
bar for bar.
Yeah.
Like this whole thing that he's doing with Cody Rhodes, he's saying that it's the same thing that
Oh, no,
Drew
he
Mc-
did. No,
just did with
100%.
CM Punk.
But
Yeah.
then
Nah,
again,
he did it. He did it. The
Drew
Damian
also
Priest.
stole it from
Damian Priest.
Stone Cold.
Let's see.
Yeah.
And
Ooh.
what life imitates art, right? Like art
Yeah.
imitates art as well. So
Dude, I don't think we're going to talk about this either, but I so want to. We already talked about Logan Paul a little bit.
mhm.
Did you guys see the whole exchange between Adam Page and Logan Paul and CM Punk?
Adam Page,
Like the Hangman.
Hangman. No.
Yeah. So Adam Page told Logan Paul in a tweet, "I hope the next wrestler that they give my
moveset.
my
dude?
moveset to does it better than me," or something along those lines.
Oh, because he does the buckshot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then CM Punk said, "If you use the word moveset, you're an idiot."
How
He's like,
how
it's-
do we feel about that?
I hate it. I hate the word moveset. I hate the word special for finishing moves. When I started booking shows and young wrestlers would show up and talk about their matches like they were in a video game, I was like, what in the hell is going on?
That's what it is. It's video game terminology.
Yeah, it's
all
video
it
game
is.
terminology. And then young kids who grew up playing like SmackDown versus Raw brought it into actual pro wrestling, and it's silly.
You mean every
Yeah.
single person is in NXT right now?
I know. I'm just saying.
As somebody, okay, as somebody who has bought SmackDown Here Comes the Pain 3 separate times,
Sure.
Dang.
Yeah.
I will tell you that the WWE games are better. They're just better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
for sure.
Yeah, like that's. I
Yeah.
think that's the reason why. But yeah, moveset.
But-
What else do you call it? My repertoire.
Just my moves. You don't have to say move set. Moveset was never used. Moveset was never used in pro wrestling until video games.
You stole my
Yeah.
freaking flow.
You had a
Yeah.
finisher and you had, you know,
You had setup
Like
moves, you
signature.
had your moves, you know.
Yeah,
And then,
signatures. That's it.
Yeah, see, signature is a video game thing too.
Oh, all right.
Signatures and specials, those are video game things. You've
Yeah,
never
I
heard
use
anybody
special.
say, I'm going to do my signature move or I'm going to do my special
that's
in
my
actual
finisher.
pro wrestling until the video game kids started coming, dude. Like, that's
I
totally freaking video game stuff.
Yeah.
And people
especially-
say it now.
Yeah.
People will
just
be
like
like, oh, what's your signature? They never said that in real life. Like, that is
Like
not a
it
thing.
should be
dude.
what's your setup to your finish.
Yeah,
It'd be
your
like
finish.
Braun Breakers
Yeah.
is the ode to the Frankensteiner,
Yeah.
and like
And they would call it like a
shotgun drop kick for
sequence,
Finn.
like what Bret Hart did and what Ric Flair does. You know how they had specific moves before they would do their finish?
Yeah, you would
The
They
know.
call it
five moves of
sequence.
doom.
They'd be like, what's your finishing sequence? You know, but they wouldn't call it, what are your signature moves? What's your special? What's your move set? Nobody said that crap, dude.
It's a
Until,
different era.
It's awful.
yeah.
Awful.
It's a content
But
era.
for one time in my life, I agree with CM Punk. It's silly. It is silly.
That's
You are
funny.
not playing a video game, Mr. Page.
You didn't agree with his pipe bomb?
It was okay. So I agreed with parts
So
of his
there's
pipe
a
bomb,
part
but
of
I
me that
also
does.
thought, that some of it was contrived.
You don't think he should have been on the WrestleMania poster?
Who cares?
You don't think he should have had his own ice cream?
Who cares? You're exactly hitting on the stuff that I was like, this is stupid.
You don't
Like,
think WWE would have been better after Vince McMahon was gone?
oh well, there. Yeah, I mean that's
You don't think
fair.
AJ Lee was the hottest?
Dude.
She was hotter than Paige at the time.
So
At the time.
I talked about this. We talked about this in the chat a little bit, and I did not want to. I said to Brent, I don't know if it was in the chat or if it was me and Brent talking personally, but I said that there are wrestlers who I have never really been super impressed with, and I was specifically talking about female wrestlers that I don't feel comfortable expressing because they have so many fans. But ring
Third
work.
wave feminism.
I was always super bored with Paige and AJ Lee. Just
No,
never really
that's-
liked their ring stuff.
That's okay
Just
though.
never
That's
did.
understandable.
Yeah.
Also, Paige had probably the worst when she did her brother's finishing move on AJ to beat her. That was actually horrible.
Yeah, to me, like the two of them wrestling each other, it was like
It wasn't very good.
they were super over with the crowd,
Mhm.
but they were the
And-
two most boring. Like I was just like, I don't care about this, So
I hear you.
so there you go. I'm out of the closet. I just,
Hello?
Hey,
With some-
hey,
This
fuck.
man
I just,
this man has
not that closet. There that's my wrestling secret.
Is it a
And I
walk-in
never
closet?
liked Lita. I thought Lita had shitty punches. Her moonsault looked rushed.
Mhm.
People love Lita, but
Oh.
she was another girl who I think got a lot of praise
Man, I think I'm
She
gonna bring
preferred-
Lita on the show.
for her
Yeah.
appearance. You know what I mean? For not, and I don't mean like being hot. I mean her ability to connect with the crowd, which is
Yeah.
important. And AJ and Paige had that too. I just didn't think in the ring that they were anything special.
Yeah, but Lita's
Not that they
story.
sucked. Just
Lita's story is so inspiring, man.
what? That she was a stripper,
And
No,
then,
so
no,
she,
she decided to freaking wrestle and
and
like
then she cheated on her man and then got admonished
yeah. Then she
for it
cheated
on
on
live
her
TV.
man, and
How she become a pro wrestler, man? Like how she went through the struggles and always went all the way down to Mexico. And
oh
learned
yeah,
all
she
that
went down to Mexico, slept in her car. But dude, everybody has that story. That Mick Foley has that same story. Like
Yeah, but
everybody who broke in when it mattered, when it was hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They all have that story. Steve Austin was a freaking dock worker,
yeah,
Mhm.
and someone was like, "Hey, they're opening a school," and so he would drive to the freaking school to train, and then freaking as soon as he got done training, drive back to his overnight job loading on the dock, and then drive right back to the school and train. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
it's what you did back then. In his first match, he made $5
hmm
on a TV match. He was on
Also-
TV and made $5. So
Also, if I
that's
could say,
yeah.
if I could say, Mick Foley, it was a little bit easier for him because he didn't have to spend money on laundromats and like laundry because he just wore the same stuff all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, same
I heard
stuff all
about
the time.
that.
That's a real story though. The fact that the
Yeah.
guy would just like
Yeah.
shower and like wear his same clothes that he wrestled in and then drive to the next place.
Right. Mick Foley
Ooey.
is
Ooey.
is one of the most frugal guys. Like there's stories about him eating tuna fish and stuff, and like
Yeah, I respect it.
Other
No,
people
I'm
are
the same way.
going out
Oh, yeah,
for
love
big
Mick.
dinners, and he's like, "Nah, man, I got a family. I'm saving my money." You know
Mick,
what I mean?
Mick
I-
is an
yeah.
icon, man. Mick
Yeah,
is an absolute
for sure.
icon.
I still buy
Yeah.
tomato paste from this third-hand store,
I love tomato paste.
not
one of my favorite
second-hand
foods.
store. Did you
Third-hand.
did you just say tomato paste one of your favorite foods?
I love tomato paste, dude. You can put that crap on anything.
It's okay. You don't put it on. You put it in things.
No,
It's a
dude, you could
base.
totally like take a rice cake
It's a
and
base.
freaking put tomato paste on it, and it's
We're
delicious.
canceling Keith. We're canceling Keith.
Okay, fine.
Speaking of key people that are canceled, Hulk
Fine.
Hogan.
I like tomato paste on a cracker. Delicious.
That's disgusting, and that's cannibalism. Hulk Hogan was erased from Saturday Night Main Event. Why do we think that's the case?
Um,
I'm sorry. I can't. I just said that it was cannibalism for somebody to
you eat crackers and there's no meat in there or human.
It's can. Do you not understand the joke that I'm? Okay, never mind. All
No,
right.
I'm playing along with your joke. I'm being
no,
defensive.
I know. I'm playing into the fact that you're playing into the joke
All right.
by playing into the joke.
Ah,
The man with 1,000 gimmicks.
woohoo.
So we obviously know why Hulk Hogan was erased from the show, right? Can we say
I
it
mean,
together?
Jesse. Yeah,
1, 2, 3, Jesse Ventura.
Jesse. Yeah.
That's
But I'm
saying
happy.
Hogan,
I don't want to see Hulk Hogan ever again.
yeah, I'm fine with that.
No thanks.
Saying Hulk Hogan was erased is silly. Like it's like saying that Paul Orndorff was erased and Ricky Steamboat was erased and Randy Savage was erased and the Hart Foundation was erased.
They just weren't
Just
invited.
because they didn't talk about him. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like that wasn't the point of the show.
They did show Greg Valentine, Coco Beware, Jimmy
Kicking it.
Hart.
right. There's other heads.
Can I just say that Greg Valentine and Coco Beware looked like they had just been in the back?
Ha!
You know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying.
I do know what you're saying. That's weird. The height difference is kind of wild too. I had no idea how short Coco Beware was.
Oh, Coco's little, dude. Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Good on
Tito,
him.
man.
Yeah, Tito.
Well,
Tito
Speaking
Santana
of-
will be doing his gimmick forever.
oh yeah, he
Like instead of
lives
just
his gimmick.
waving, you know,
Mhm.
instead of just waving, arriba. You know what I mean? He's got to
Arriba.
do it, dude, every time, man.
He lives his gimmick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back then, you had to live your gimmick. You couldn't
Oh,
just
for
be
sure.
like, you couldn't be like Dom and live and just like go back to your regular life. They're doing it now though, but I always did not like how they just had an outside life.
Right.
It's like it does nothing for your job, you know. Like
The freaking Logan Paul asked. This was the Logan Paul show, by the way, apparently.
no, it's
Yeah,
not.
But Logan Paul asked Dominic Mysterio if he had to choose between Liv and his wife, who would he pick? And Dom like didn't even do his like little boy Dom voice. He did like his real like this is how I talk voice. He was like, "My wife, are you stupid?" Like, it was just like,
Right.
Kayfabe is dead.
what's that?
Kayfabe is dead.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
bad.
but I'm just saying, like, why would you even ask that question? You know what I mean? Like,
Okay, they
Would
were
you take-
fishing for kayfabe.
yeah.
They're
Yeah.
fishing for viral moments, and it would have been a good moment for him. But then he was like,
If
"Yeah,
he
my
had said,
wife
"Oh,
over."
I would have," yeah.
Oh,
I would have.
show at home. Fuck that.
I would take the Nuggies and live. You know what I mean? But no, he was just like-
Rhea with Dom would have said it. She would have been
Oh,
like, "Oh,
sure.
Dom's my baby."
yeah.
Mhm.
Rhea does not break kayfabe, dude. Like Rhea will post pictures of her husband and still act like, you know, like they have an open relationship or something. You know what I mean? Like,
It's weird, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of weird, this Slammiversary, are those prices real?
the $400 tickets. I don't know, dude.
$700 tickets, I see.
I know AJ Francini
Mm-hmm.
said something about it, like defending the ticket prices.
I don't think you can defend something that steep
Yeah.
for the third best show, second best show in my opinion. But if you count
Yeah.
NXT, as its own entity, third best show. But no,
Right.
that much money for a Slammiversary, no, thank you.
No,
Bound for Glory, not even.
Okay. Let me.
Sorry,
no.
Okay. Ticketmaster. What do we got?
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of TNA. You know, like I always talk
Yeah.
about it, and Lord knows we do not need to bleed our fans this hard.
Right?
Like it's if you want people to come in, obviously don't make it just the dirt cheap, but
Man, I hate to say
Right.
it, but I've been to better shows that were free.
exactly.
Huh.
If we're looking at the
you
card,
can't look at the prices without the pre-sale code.
Mm.
The really,
imagine
really
that.
cheap tickets are $45
Ouchies.
for like
Ouchies.
up in the freaking, you know,
Yeah,
up in the nosebleeds. They're $45.
I will say to everybody who is a wrestling fan, right, that if you are not in a financial position to go to one of these, I don't blame you.
Right.
And prioritize your lives, your livelihood, your ability to eat, your ability to put food and clothes on yourself. You know, like the amount of money that they want for the Royal Rumble, the amount of money that they want for just a regular show nowadays, to me, Like I used to get Yankee World Series tickets back in the day for cheaper.
Right.
Like in the heyday too. Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, I went to
The World Series this year was like $1,000 to go watch the Yankees lose to the Dodgers.
crazy, man.
Yeah.
I really, really wanted to go to Royal Rumble, but
Mm.
Yeah, I know.
Anybody-
I
much.
just it's not possible. Especially not this time of year, dude. I got too much going on. We just moved into a new house.
Yep.
I gotta make sure my kid has a good Christmas.
Yeah, my
You know?
food truck's on its off time. So like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
all right, we're good on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
D-Lo, did you
735
have,
is the most expensive floor seats.
Good Lord, $735 for floor seats is absurd. It's a house payment. Oof. Otherwise, should we get to the weekly show?
What's happening?
We got all that stuff done within the hour. I know I listened to the pod last time. It was 258?
Yeah, it was long.
Ooh wee. It's long but enjoyable.
Yeah.
Indeed. We had a lot to talk about.
Yeah, so
Wink. No.
Hey now.
Don't dream it's over.
I feel like I'm a little slow this week because of my flu. I apologize.
I'm a little fast this week.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a little scatterbrained and a little slow, but I'm trying to keep up.
Yeah.
I gotta go coach kids in a little bit. That's gonna be fun.
Not at all.
I always
You got
talk to my
a,
son. I tell him he's got to be the captain, and I'm like, "Hey, buddy, can you help me out? You're the point guard. What do you want to do this game or this practice?" And he's like, "I don't know."
Chuck threes.
Hey, David.
Thanks. Yeah.
Did
Yes.
you come up with your choice for this week?
I do got my topic of the week.
All right.
Oh,
All right. So I was disturbed this week. Raven Simone said
Oh
a
no.
lot of people were watching her because of
Nobody's
they had a
watching.
crush on her. 'Cause of her
Is
big
he had a
titties.
crush on her?
Yeah.
You had a crush on Raven?
No. She was decent, but it made me think, what was your first TV crushes?
Damn.
I would have to say it might have been Trish Stratus.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
where I learned. That's where I learned about Playboy.com.
Man.
Or Sunny.
So,
Like,
are we talking about wrestling crushes or television in general?
This
Because
is a wrestling podcast.
I'll say television.
well, my
but-
first wrestling crush was Miss Elizabeth.
What?
My first ever crush on TV was Heather Thomas. My first crush from movies was Princess Leia. So
Harry Fisher.
yeah, and the thing is, once I got older, I didn't even think she was that attractive. But as a freaking, as a 5-year-old,
Mhm.
as much as you can be fascinated by a lady, I was fascinated by Princess Leia.
I'll say for me, mine was first was Hillary Duff at first. That was when I was
Okay.
coming up. And
Right?
then-
What?
mine would be Kelly Kapowski from Saved by the Bell.
Hillary
Oh, I
Duff
feel
right
that too.
now. Hillary Duff right
She's
now
still
is
bad. She's still
she
Yeah,
bad.
has
she's
S
thicky thick.
tier cakes.
Yeah,
S tier.
yeah, thicky
Up
thick.
there with Gigi.
And then for the sisters first, for me, it was Brandy. She was fine as hell.
Oh, Brandy was
Norwood?
great, dude. Yeah, yeah.
She was fine.
I like
Yeah.
Maya.
She's still fine.
Maya
She's still
was-
fine too.
Woo.
Maya, yeah.
Yeah, Maya was gorgeous.
Oh,
She still is. They don't,
I had
they
a
don't
big
really
crush
change
on Lisa
much.
Bonet when I was a kid, too.
oh.
On
Oh, of
Lisa
course.
Bonet. Bad.
Leo, Lisa.
Oh.
You mean from the Cosby Show?
Yeah, yeah. And Cree
Lisa Ray?
Summer. No, Lisa Bonet.
I thought it was Lisa.
Lisa
Ray.
Ray is somebody different, dude. Lisa Ray
That's the
is
singer, right?
The daughter.
I don't know who Lisa Ray is, but she-
The daughter. Yeah. Lisa
Yeah.
Ray. Good.
Okay, I got you.
But Cree Summer, dude, I used to want to marry Cree Summer. Thought she was gorgeous. I'm super sad that she doesn't do TV anymore. She just does voices. But
It's
she was on
Bonet.
yeah, that's what I said. Lisa Bonet.
I thought you said Monet.
No, Bonet, dude. Lisa Bonet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you're mixing up Mercedes Monet and like
No, no,
Oh,
Lisa
sweet.
Bonet.
And then I say my first wrestling crush.
That name again.
Mickey. Let's go into it. Go into it.
Who was it?
Telling.
Wait, who do you say was his first wrestling crush?
Mickey.
Mickey?
Mickey? Hey,
Yeah, man.
What?
talk
Even
about
during
caked up.
her liking girls angle?
Hey, probably especially during her liking girls angle.
Yeah, I was saying.
Dude, if you ever want to Google Alexis Lurie adult photo shoot, you will see some interesting things if you've never done that.
Yeah.
Kids, don't
If
do it.
you've never done that.
Don't do it, kids. Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it children's. But
No children's. No.
no children's. Wu-Tang is for the children.
Wu-Tang. Ain't nothing to mess with.
They are not.
Raw was nothing to mess with either. We liked it this week.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about? Do you want to go in order as far as like Saturday Night Main Event talk about and then Raw because they kind of lead into each
Sure.
other or no?
Yeah.
We have them
Go by the
on.
week.
Do we have them on hand as far as the results of Saturday Night Main Event? I have them in front of me.
I do. I got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, I
You
got them in my
D-Lo?
brain. I watched
Yeah, I
it.
got it. I'll take it.
Yeah, we
Ideally,
got 'em.
you can mention them and
They're
then
at
we'll
the
talk
bottom.
about what grabs us because we got like an hour to do
All right.
at least
First,
if we want to stay in the.
all right, let's get it started. We got Drew McIntyre starting the main event against Sami Zayn. Drew got the
Good
win.
match.
A solid
Called it.
match. Good match.
Good win, but just
Get
finish
crowd
was
going.
the finish was I've seen it before.
Right.
It was obvious.
Yeah.
Next, we had Liv Morgan defend the championship against Io Sky. I
Mhm.
like this is like
That
my
was sad.
second favorite match, my second, third. Solid. And it was predictable. Liv winning, retaining. But
Yeah.
obviously, the second thing that was obvious, Rhea Ripley coming out and wanting her title again. Can we get this
Again.
over with?
It'll be in Netflix.
Right.
It has to be because there has to be a change. There has to be a change of hands during this Netflix. At least
Yeah.
one.
Did you
So
see
it'll be.
the press conference, the chant during the Netflix press conference?
No.
Like Leah or Liv and Rhea were doing like a face off,
Mm-hmm.
and Rhea was talking, and someone yelled. It was a kid yelled, "I love you, Rhea!" And Rhea said, "I love you too, small child." And then Liv goes, "You're disgusting." It's freaking hilarious.
I love
good.
you too, small. That's funny.
Yeah, it was good.
All right, next.
I think it was a really good match though. I'll mention it later on, man.
All right, next we have a three-way dance between Gunther, Finn Balor, and Damian Priest for the heavyweight title. Match of the night to me. Really good. The winning.
Gunther saved everyone's life apparently by doing what you do in wrestling matches.
Right,
Mhm.
But yeah,
he didn't say DP though, because he almost hit his head on the come
I
up.
mean, my thing is,
That's what I look like.
That looked bad. The rings.
all
the
he had to
steps.
do was not. All he had to do was not drop him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like his feet grazed the steps. It's not like they were like tangled up in it and he had to like move stuff.
Right.
All he had to do was keep a hold of him. That's what he was supposed to do.
That could have
I
I
mean,
been
was
bad.
even looking at his feet. I was
But-
looking at his head more than anything. But
Yeah.
Oh, well, they were saying because his feet were caught, Gunther didn't get far enough away, so he readjusted while he was doing it and then gave him the power bomb.
I
Well,
think
because
it
what
was
happened,
enough-
right, is
It looked
yeah.
like enough distance. It just Damian a little
Yeah.
tall, and they both a little tall. So it was like,
Yeah.
probably
But he was
nothing.
too close to the steps, and
Yeah,
then
right.
when he was going over for the power bomb, his strength saved Damian's neck because
Right.
Lord knows that
Yeah.
would have been scary.
Yeah,
That would have been bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I personally think the Liv Morgan Io Sky might have been the better match, but
Yeah.
All right. And then we have Chelsea taking on Mi Chin to determine the first ever U.S. champion, and it was
Mhm.
Chelsea
That was my favorite
Green
match.
Yeah.
who was the first.
yeah.
Yeah. That was my
Ever
favorite match. That match was good.
I
A lot
like
of
how
people
creative
said
the
that.
finish was. I like.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was very
I'm
good.
pretty sure I've seen Christian do it before, but I do like it.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
match was hard. And then we had Cody Rhodes defending the Wing Eagle title. taking
Which Kevin
on
Owens is now going to be
Kevin
defending.
Owens.
We didn't talk about that either.
Yes.
Yep.
'Cause he's
There's a
Kevin
lot of
Owens is going to be
controversy.
defending the Win Eagle title.
Well, that's just
Hail
a
to
cheap
the
way of
rising
getting
king.
it on TV again, which I like.
Yeah.
Yes, KO did the rivalry of the year taking that title, but Cody was the one that was victorious due to referees getting knocked over. First
Every ref.
got pushed over. I think
We
like
got a
KO.
we got a
Cody.
package pile driver as well.
Mhm.
Woohoo!
That's a Kevin Owens move. Like I
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah,
expect us seeing that, considering how
I love the
closely,
package pile driver.
but considering how Penta does it, and also considering
Right.
the fact that Stephanie Vaquer does the backbreaker, but it starts out that way.
Yep.
I didn't think
Didn't
I'd ever see
PCO
it again.
invent that move? Wasn't that a PCO move?
The package pile driver?
Yeah, I think PCO invented the package pile driver.
Possible.
When he
I
was
know-
during his first TNA run where he was wrestling his ex.
yeah.
You guys remember that?
Before he went to his real name, like Pierre
Yeah,
Jacques
yeah,
Ouellet,
he was wearing a
whatever.
hood and he was wrestling his ex.
Possible. I don't know
Possible.
if it wasn't a gotch pile driver. It was a grab the. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I suppose so. I like it, and I think it's always been a good move. I just maybe this will
Yeah.
be an angle where Cody spends. What I was thinking was like Cody spends Christmas in the hospital, and then it builds to being like, oh, you made me miss Christmas with my interracial family. I'm going to fight you.
Oh man,
So let's see. Yeah.
I'm gonna fight you.
I'm gonna fight you.
Mhm. I like it. I did like watching this. I thought it was a bit underwhelming. I did like Jesse Ventura's, all the odes to the old school, the Tessitore wearing the bow tie was nice.
Yeah.
Jesse,
Yeah, it's a good
Jesse
touch.
Ventura with the 5 boas out there looking fresh.
Yeah.
Mentioning Cody's possible heel turn.
Hey now.
Cheating during the match. We didn't mention it, but Cody used a
With the chair, yeah. Yeah.
Use a chair to win.
Crossroads on the chair, and he did the babyface trope where he's like,
Do
well,
I?
it's there. Do I?
Might as well.
Do I make all the children upset? Then he's like, nope. Boom. Hits him with it.
Wow. So Kevin Owens actually said he invented the package pile driver.
Well, I
Back
remember
when
him
Kevin
doing it as
Steen.
Kevin Steen. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that's
I just
I was
feel
wondering
like
because-
PCO. I thought PCO was doing it way before Kevin Steen even existed.
That's why
As
I
Mr.
thought that it
as-
could have been.
Mhm.
It might have been the Gotch pile driver because I know Suzuki does the Gotch pile driver. I know.
Okay.
Okay, they got their own pile drivers.
So this one, like I said, it was a
It was alright.
good sign on. I thought that there had to have been to make it like a big thing, but I think the Raw Netflix is when the first title change is going to happen of the year.
Yeah.
But if we're being honest, ever since Triple H's era like officially started, or like whatever this era is right now started, we're getting weekly title changes way more than expected. It used to be just like a random thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit. A little
But
frequent.
Yeah, a little bit more frequent.
do we want to get to the Raw results?
Yeah.
Since they piggyback off of.
Yeah. I just want to talk about Saturday's main event for 1 second. Like,
Oh, that works. Yeah.
I thought my favorite match was the Chelsea Green match. I thought that the crowd's emotion in it was really, really cool. I
Mhm.
thought that the commentary was good. The references to Matt Cardona on commentary were kind of dope.
Mhm.
Maybe he did say this week that he doesn't understand what else he has to do to get a contract. He's like, I have done everything. The fact that no company has signed him to a contract is crazy. And I agree with it.
Who?
Matt.
Woo, woo,
Matt
woo.
Cardona.
Oh,
He got
well,
this up.
he's got a lot
Woo,
going
woo.
on right now. He's gonna be fighting for the ROH title. He's
Yeah.
So maybe he'll be getting that contract,
Yeah,
But right
tonight.
now he has no
Tonight.
contract.
he belongs in
Didn't he sign?
WWE. He belongs as
yeah.
the champion.
Yeah.
Yes.
He belongs as world heavyweight champion. That's the first time I've ever said this about Zack Ryder, aka Matt Cardona.
Wow.
I
It's his. I think he's big enough. I think he is big
agree
enough.
with Pablo. I agree with Pablo.
Dude, if Dolph Ziggler can have a world title, even if it is the TNA world title,
Oh.
Matt Cardona can have a world title, dude.
And Matt's a good worker, but more importantly than that, he is a good program. He is a
Yeah.
good personality.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
The man can sell himself.
Yeah,
He
he's
could-
good at
Yeah,
bar.
full,
I get in
full
there.
marketability. Full
he was-
marketability on that guy.
And that's what we need. If we're being honest, that's something that we're missing. They're like, oh, we don't have stars. Undertaker's talking about where are the stars. John Cena's like, I have
Matt
to come back
Cardona,
because
baby.
there's no stars. Matt Cardona is a star.
Yeah, he is.
Built himself up.
Yeah, he is.
He's champion. He's been champion everywhere. He's literally he started the belt collector gimmick that Austin Aries had back in the
Right.
day, and he's actually done well with it.
And then Ultimo Dragon had before that.
Exactly. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
Ultimate Dragon had
Which
everything.
1,000 belts, yeah.
Mhm.
Which, you know what's funny though? He won most of those belts in one night, which is funny, but
Mhm.
but you want to know something?
what's that?
Since we're on the subject of Matt Cardona, he is our indie spotlight this week.
He is.
What?
He is. Yeah. Yeah, man.
We love
But yeah,
him.
for those of you who have only seen the pictures and don't know, there was a tournament in Japan where a bunch of junior heavyweights put their belts on the line in the tournament. And whoever won the tournament got all the belts.
Mhm.
And that's how Ultimo Dragon ended up with like 7 belts at one time. Because he won that tournament, or 8 belts, whatever it was.
Yeah, so
he
he
won
doesn't
that tournament.
necessarily count. Austin
I mean-
Aries was the real one.
Yeah, he won them all in one night. So it's not
Yeah.
like he went around and
Yeah.
got them from different people. Yeah.
Mhm.
But that's
Yeah,
still, dude.
I think-
8 titles is crazy.
Cardona is the guy that if he doesn't show up in the Royal Rumble, I'd be pretty surprised. I think him and Chelsea would be the first ever successful husband-wife gimmick team
That'd be so fun, dude.
where they're both
Yeah.
they're both comical. They both don't take each other seriously, but they can be taken seriously in the ring.
Right?
He's so good.
Yeah. Sure.
He is the
Maybe Corey Graves will come out of retirement and they can do
Yeah.
a freaking.
Matt Cardona and Christian Cage are the definition of aging gracefully.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
And-
I always
and me.
said, man,
And me.
WWE did him wrong.
Yeah,
They
I know
so
about
did
it.
him wrong, and they need to make it right with him.
right.
'Cause
So
he's too good. He's too good.
yeah. So I mean, it's kind of cool that talking about the chance and we went off on a whole Matt Cardona thing.
Yeah,
But
that's how
But he
that.
deserves
Okay,
it.
boys, ladies and
deserves it,
gentlemen,
dude.
if you've never
You know
heard
what I
our
mean?
round table wrestling, that is our main gimmick.
yeah,
we are
that is our
just-
gimmick.
Big fans of WWE and all the other wrestling entities, and we just can talk for days and
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
sir.
find it enjoyable.
That's the easy
But I
part.
did also want to mention too the knee from Io Sky. I don't think it was as brutal as it looked.
Neo Sky.
I think the fact that Liv Morgan's piercing punctured the inside of her nose when she did it made it look even worse.
Well,
But
that
stop wearing a
replay-
freaking nose ring while you're in the match, dude.
Yeah, that
You know?
replay though was devastating, and
Yeah, it looked rough, but I'm wondering, like, I don't know. I don't think she like smashed her all the way through. You know, I think it was more of a collision. I don't think it was like
Hey,
Io Sky being like, "Screw you." You know what I mean?
Right.
I think it was.
Matt,
yeah.
smashed her all the way through is crazy.
Man, oh man. But,
Liddy.
yeah.
All right.
All right.
So, Dave, do you have the results for Raw, or
I have the results for all right here. All right here. Let's start with the IC title. Braun taking on Ludwig and Braun retaining against Ludwig Kaiser in a thrilling match. Then we have Zoe, Raquel, and Kaden Carter in the IC title for the IC title on Raw. We have Zoe taking on the victory on that one.
That's a shocker.
It was.
Yeah, I was a little bit shot. I ain't gonna lie on that one.
it was meant to be?
Yeah, I would have picked anybody over her. Honestly.
Yeah. Raquel should have.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know if she should have.
too.
You know what I mean? Let's see what Zoe does, but I feel like position wise, Caden Carter's super hot, so
Yes, I want my
her winning
baby.
can always amount to something.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
and Raquel, I mean, she's in a hot position, so like that was an interesting choice.
Yeah, really was.
But for the Pure Fusion Collective, they took out Kyrie Sane by smashing her wrist on that daggone crate.
Yeah.
Seeing her
Blood curdling
status is her status is undetermined right now for next week. And in the main event, we have the Judgment Day taking on the Viking Raiding Experience for the tag titles, and Damian Priest gets his payback from his title getting screwed over and forced the Judgment Day using a chair and help the Viking Experience win the
Damn.
titles.
If I
Are you
knew,
experienced?
if I knew that Ivar was from Boston, then I would have
Hey.
called it. But
Hey.
wow,
Oh, really? Yeah, I would have.
That's what I was- that's what I was mentioning though. It was that this is however many times we've had Raw. There's been a title change. It was the Intercontinental Championship twice,
Mm-hmm.
and like it was the tag championships before with Motor City Machine Gun, but on SmackDown. Like, I think they're doing it on purpose so people have to really pay attention to the weekly.
Oh yeah.
Right. Make it
It's an attention grabber.
Well, because it makes Raw must watch.
Yep.
Aside from the actual content, like wanting to see what happened with the New Day, which by the way I'm gonna bring up.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
You know, like there's so many things that you have to see Raw for. And if you miss a week, it'll be really difficult to catch up because there's so much content in between. Even little Easter eggs here and there. There was a few mentions of Penta during the night, like that were
Speaking
like
of
hidden
content.
Mhm.
We didn't talk about Triple H and Kevin Steen or Kevin Owens after Saturday Night's main event.
Yeah,
We didn't talk about that.
Well, I think it does kind of connect.
They shot a little extra segment where Owens was leaving with the belt and Triple H came out and pushed him and they got into it.
Triple H Owens,
and obviously,
WrestleMania.
as soon as it happened, people were like, Triple H is coming back. Triple H has a freaking has a defibrillator installed in his body in case his heart stops.
Exactly.
Triple H was like, no, it was just to help Kevin Steen get more heat. He was like, or Kevin Owens. Why do I keep calling Kevin Steen? Just to help Kevin Owens get more heat.
Yeah.
But cool little thing for Triple H to do, like Eddie Thorpe. Eddie Thorpe showing his super gay side on NXT, by the way. That outfit was something else.
That's a wild statement.
Serious business. I'm just saying, he was dressed like a woman. National television. But good for him.
Well, for him. Didn't A-Train also do that one day?
Yeah, he did.
He had a dance battle in lingerie. Good old Matt Bloom.
Yeah, man. Whatever you got to do. Vito's like, I'm not gay. I just like wearing dresses.
And that is okay.
Yeah.
Hey. There's community for that.
Yeah. But if I can mention what happened with Kofi, because
the New Day.
So they didn't show it on TV specifically, but the things they did show about New Day on TV is that Rey Mysterio being the locker room leader. Which I like that they actually showed that, because if you think about it, he is the elder statesman.
Hell yeah.
But he confronts the New Day outside of the locker room, and they're like, none of us want you here because of what you did to Big E. Which nobody ever thought about the ramifications of their actions. Which I really like that they mentioned that. I really like that they actually put that little tidbit into the story where there's like, there's backlash from outside sources, like and then they ended up having to like dress in the locker room, or not in the locker room, in like in the parking lot where the docks were, and that's where the Kairi Sane part came
okay.
Where they saw Pure Fusion Collective walk away because they were interviewing the New Day, talking about how they feel slighted. But the thing I wanted to mention is that Kofi's mom, and if you remember, Kofi is from Boston.
Yeah,
talks about it all the time. Kofi's mom was in the stands, and Kofi went to hug her, and Kofi's mom
gave
him the dubs. She dubbed him. She was like, no. She's like, I don't know what you're doing. Big E was their family, and like, both.
That's amazing.
From what I saw, the video I saw was from somebody in the crowd, and they were close. Yeah, exactly. They were close to the ramp, and Kofi was literally like, he had his hands out. Which told me is a gimmick, because I'm like, you wouldn't make it so obvious. You would just go for the quick hug. But
you don't hug your mom like that.
Exactly. But yeah,
You know what I mean? You
his
got a long lost
mom,
friend. She's your mom, you know?
his mom literally like walked away, like
Ooh.
scolded him. Xavier Woods is
Mm.
standing there next to Kofi as well. And I like this. I like this gives it so much more
Depth.
And they
Depth,
don't get to
exactly.
go to Christmas dinner at Biggie's house. It's affecting
You
their
know that's
personal
gonna
life,
be
man.
that's gonna be an interesting one because Keith Lee, me and my Yim are gonna be there probably.
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, man.
I
man.
keep saying Maya Yim, it's Mia Yim. Or it's
Mia.
That's not like
Chin now.
Michin.
action.
Mhm.
And
Michin ramen.
That's wild. Okay, I would like to ask though, the only and then
Oh,
we can go
please
to
don't
NXT.
get angry at me like they did Jerry Lawler.
Please
And by
don't.
they, I mean the internet community.
Mhm. And by Jerry Lawler, he means the time he said something bad, not the time he did something bad.
Yeah. When he said ramen moonsault,
Oh yeah.
and people
That's
freaked out, dude.
That's wild. So what do we think? Where do the two tag teams in the main event, where do they go? Where do the who do the War Raiders fight? And then who
Oh,
does
they fight Karrion Kross and them.
Yeah.
Obviously.
AOP
Yeah.
and
It'd be nice to see AOP with some gold.
Yeah. They fight AOP. I mean, physically, you know what I mean? And then they've been doing enough to where they should be in line. So
Yeah,
They should make
and
Miz.
see,
Mhm.
AOP has this thing like they take their L's on
Yeah.
on the daily.
yeah.
I mean, and what better way for them to get in there and show what they got and get a win from the War Raiders?
I'm not even saying they win. I'm just saying they're their first challengers. Like, it'd be nice to see them win. Why
yeah,
not?
I mean they as they said earlier, Cody Rhodes got his flowers. I think AOP needs some flowers too.
Yeah.
Well, apparently the next thing that they're doing is that Paul Ellering told Miz that he owes him a favor, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So at some point there's going to be a match between him and Loomis to kind of bring that former thing full circle, which I kind of like because they interrupted that whole entire thing to take Loomis off TV. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah.
But when Dexter Loomis first came up, like his first thing was stalking the Miz.
Oh yeah.
And then they were going to have a match, and then they never did.
Right.
Right.
It was interesting. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to mention because I thought it was cool as far as kayfabe goes. Like they actually kept kayfabe alive with his own mother, Kofi's mother. So like,
Yeah, this is
good
wild.
on you, WWE, for making things matter.
Yeah. I say Finn and Big Head aren't even a tag team anymore.
Well, they split from Judgment Day, I imagine, because
I think they're just gonna,
Liv is going to give some lip to Finn and be like, "Oh, I guess we should have listened to Finn," and then he'll be like, "Hey, you," and then Dom will be like, "Hey, I'm big man on campus now," and then it's going to lead to Finn versus Dom maybe after Damien.
And obviously,
or
like,
fatal four way, Gunther, Dom, Finn, Damien, and then Dom gets the win, becomes
Dom
champion.
wins. Dom becomes
So
champion.
bad.
Chicken Nugget Championship.
waiting for the freaking Dom title reign, man. Waiting for it. I think it happens this year or this next year sometime, 2025. I think he gets a.
I've been saying it for a minute.
I don't know. He might get it next year too.
I've been saying it for a minute.
This year next. It's coming.
My obfuscation is bad, but we're how much more can we knock out?
I don't know what else we got. What else we got on there?
NXT,
NXT.
AEW, SmackDown, Final Resolution.
Well, we'll go through it and we'll run into overtime if we have to. I already talked to Jay, so right before 2:30 we'll sign off and we can keep recording for Spotify if that's what goes down.
We love you guys and we want to get you guys all the content you can possibly want.
Oh, no.
The Lord knows. It
Hopefully
helps out.
we're entertaining y'all and keeping y'all.
Yeah.
One thing that I have seen is ever since our debut, we've had pretty steady listeners, man. So we're getting around 200 listeners every single week on Kish Radio. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
I wish it could be like 600 or 700 like our debut was.
Yeah.
But I guess that was just people being curious, wanting to see what we had to say. But I'm glad a couple hundred of y'all stuck around. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Tell your friends, man.
Love y'all.
Tell your friends, get some more people in here. You know.
Yeah.
Mamacitas.
And
Got
if you
some big
don't-
things probably in the works, so I'm putting in overtime. So keep listening. It's good stuff
sure.
coming.
Hey, we like giving it to y'all.
Hey,
Hey, yo.
that was
Hey
crazy.
now.
Never
That was crazy.
Hey now.
call me down.
Let's go to
Heath,
NXT.
this is your section, isn't it, buddy?
Oh, are we doing NXT now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you NXT. Let's
Right
go.
on, man. So, like, I never go through the results because I just do this off the top of my head. If anybody wants to hit the results, that's fine. But I'm going to give my overall
I
impressions.
had it real quick. Oba Femi versus Axiom. Oba destroys Axiom.
Stomp.
Gets the
I mean,
victory.
destroys
But-
is a little.
Nah, that was a good.
Is a little.
it was actually a good
I
one.
mean,
It was a good
Axiom got a
it was a
couple
good
quick
ass match.
pinfall,
I was
almost
making
pins in there, and
because I was joking because of the way he was
yeah,
presented
the
after
finish was
match.
hot though. Yeah, and the finish was hot. If he had gone, if he had,
the match was hell lit. I was hell lit.
it looked like he was going to win, you know, but he just
Yeah,
didn't
it was-
have Oba quite off
That was
balance
really
enough
close.
to
He
hit that. What's that
decimated
movie he
him.
uses?
Oh, there's that word.
Golden.
He decimated him.
Decimated.
Decimation.
Party
Every match is decimation from now on.
Decimation of moral character.
But
What's
But
his
that
What's
was
his
good.
finish? What or the setup for his finish? The ticket or golden something or other? What's that move called?
It's
I think
called
the golden ratio.
The golden ratio. Yeah. So it looked like he was going to hit it, but Oba was just too strong.
Yeah,
Slipped
he
it
just
into the power
overpowered.
bomb and bada. Yeah,
Threw his ass.
and that power bomb is ridiculous. It looks like he chucks him up like 18 feet in the air. It's
I know,
crazy.
right?
Yeah.
On other than powerbomb down. But then next we have lady tag match. We have Sol Ruka and Zarya taking on the Meta Girls, Lash and Jakara.
Yeah. So is Zarya just a regular wrestler now? Is that the deal?
I think so. But
They're like, whoa, look how strong this chick is. And then they're like, now she's just a regular wrestler.
Yeah.
Like that was
Weird
weird.
Yeah,
weird.
that's what it
Very
was.
weird.
But Lash and
Yeah.
Jakara, they get the win, pinning Sol Ruka. It was good, man. So,
Yeah, it was
man.
a good match. I think they're getting ready to turn Zarya heel. They
Yeah.
kept on playing up the miscommunications, and they've done a couple other things, like when she speared Jordan Grace or Jordan Grace speared her, whichever one it was. I mean, I think they're going to shift her.
Yeah.
And this was a
coming.
setup for it. Yeah, this was a setup for it. But the Meta Girls looked pretty decent. I'm still not a big fan, but
Meta
they're
Girls
getting
won.
better.
I'll
Yeah,
say-
but I'm talking about just their in-ring performance. Like,
Oh, I get it.
like they look pretty decent. You know what I mean? They're getting
Lash
better.
Legend with the nice finishing move.
Yeah.
Ha ha.
Yeah. It's alright. Yeah.
That was a callback. A callback.
All right, and then we got Miss Parker taking on Keith's girl, Ren Sinclair. This one,
Dude,
When
so
you
we
gonna
talked
let
about
me
this.
Battle
in?
of Cheeks.
Miss Parker.
Miss Parker won.
Yeah, we talked about this before we went on, and I said I was going to save it for the podcast. But was the whole point of this match to remind people that Ren Sinclair sucks?
Yes.
That she can't win? Because she
Yes.
was the MVP of the freaking Iron Man.
Yeah,
She
it could,
Killed it in that match.
Yes.
The most
Yeah.
valuable pin.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then
he
she
didn't use
freaking.
anybody else for this one. I ain't gonna lie, but I mean,
And this was the worst she's ever looked. And I'm not talking about her wrestling. I'm talking about in kayfabe. This is the worst she's ever looked. Jada Parker dominated her ass. She still got a couple of moves in, which she'll always will. And she got to do her chops, which is dope. At first, when she chopped Ren and Ren was like, I thought they were just going to have her chop the crap out of Ren. And I was like, come on, dude. Ren has great chops. So the fact that they did that and they let her do her chops, good. But man, that was the biggest L that she has ever taken. Like she barely had any offense. It was so pissed.
We might get BBL Ren.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
That's the only way she gets a push in
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels NXT.
She's getting abs.
She
You know what I
got-
mean?
I did
She's
see
doing some
that.
crunches.
Got
Yeah,
some
yeah.
Renkowski abs.
Yeah, she's getting some abs, but obviously it's not enough, man. I don't understand, dude. I don't get it. I don't understand why you would spend and not just like use that match to showcase her and showcase her determination and showcase her wrestling, which it's top tier, but then have people talk about it just to have Jada Parker beat the crap out of her. You couldn't have had her wrestle Izzy Dame and win. You know what I mean?
Right.
You couldn't have, come on, man. Stupid.
New girls.
I know she is one of the best wrestlers there. I mean,
Yeah, the fact that they gave her one win and it was a literal gimmick where she was knocked out onto somebody, almost says that there must be something with, because
she's really good, man.
Since you mentioned Charlie Dempsey losing, maybe they're doing an angle where they're both losers, and they're like, maybe we should do something different. Maybe we should go heel.
Yeah,
which I like. Charlie, I like the thought of both of them going heel.
Right. I thought the No Catch Quarter crew was heel.
They were because of Gulak, because Gulak is a natural real life heel.
Yeah, it made sense for them to be heel. And then Ren blackmailed her way into it because they beat out one of their members.
Yeah.
Like, why weren't they heel? Like, it just, I don't. And they, were working against the D'Angelo family, who obviously should be heels but aren't.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just.
But with
Bourne,
with Bourne and Tavion, and then Charlie Dempsey at the helm, with Maddie or I keep calling her Maddie, with Ren possibly being the heel shtick talking point. Yeah. And Charlie just being a good menacing looking guy, just having the William Regal genes, having that just menacing look.
Yeah.
I think that if this leads to them going heel and then just getting shot to the moon, then I'd be fine with it. Because Charlie Dempsey needs something better than the Heritage Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Regal, maybe Regal helps Dempsey in this thing with King and they turn heel.
Well, because remember that William Regal helped Lexus.
That's what I'm saying. They bring it back around, and now he's gonna help his son, but he's gonna help him for real, like the William Regal way. You know what I mean? Yeah. Not freaking. He'll teach him how to do a bicep and push it up with his finger.
Oh, yeah, well, because he was always big with the heel stuff. William Regal's always big on the heel stuff.
We might get we might get a new rendition of "He's a Man."
I like that with Charlie Dempsey.
A remix.
Speaking of double duty, right? We weren't speaking about it. That's just the way I segue. Why is some member of Fraxium always wrestling twice in a night?
They gotta keep them
because they're trying to create as much tension between the two of them as possible, so that people will believe that they're going to lose, but they're so much better than everybody else that they're never going to.
Yeah, they're
freaking manage that is
because Frazier did double duty the last week, and then Axiom did it this week because they not to get ahead of the results, but
I never realized that the non-coffee brother in Gallus was really not that good until that match.
Oh, Wolfgang?
Yeah.
He's
maybe he just was having a hard time keeping up with Axiom and Frazier, but Axiom wasn't wrestling at the speed that he usually wrestles. I thought that guy looked gassed and kind of worn out in the first couple minutes of the match.
Probably.
Not that he really did anything bad. He just looked really freaking tired, and it's not fun to watch somebody who looks exhausted. Unless it's a gimmick, unless it's like what Axiom was doing.
That's why it's kind of hard to watch Lash Legends matches, because she looks like she's winded a lot of the times.
Yeah.
She just moves slowly.
Yeah. I don't
even more interesting that the person who moves even slower than Lash, who is smaller, is Jakara.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't really like Metaphor that much. I mean,
well, they were a big gimmick for
obviously WWE does. You know what I'm saying? Obviously WWE does. So
to feature them every week on main roster.
That's good.
But
there were two there were two championship matches on this card. I didn't even remember that.
Yeah, Trick Williams and Eddie Thorpe for the NXT title, and it ended with a double pin because both
Eddie Thorpe's the new champ, baby.
Yeah.
Who was the official ref?
The official ref.
I think it was the secondary ref that saw was Eddie Thorpe winning. I think
that's what I thought. No, was it? I thought the original ref counted Eddie Thorpe as the winner
because he
was outside the ring, right?
Yeah, he was.
I think we need to. I think we need to go into length about this one because
Came
this,
in
yeah,
the
this is
last
something
second.
that's
He
babbling.
came in the last
Yeah.
second, and then you saw
no,
the
specifically
hand on the
this
top.
Right.
match though. This match is very important because it comes down to like how do you make sense of certain things, right? Because what happened is that Trick knees him into oblivion.
Mhm.
It was
Right.
obvious the way he laid on him that he wanted his shoulders down.
Right.
Yeah.
So Trick, you could see it a mile
Yeah,
away.
she came in.
Trick's shoulders were down, like almost like
We
absurdly.
need to mention that earlier in the match, the ref got bumped, so a secondary ref came out and was refing too.
But that was the case that a secondary ref came out, but both were sentient at the time, and both counted. So what they're saying is, "Oh, I'm the official, so I'm madder." And they're like, "No, you were knocked out. So as soon as I come in, I'm made the official, and then you have to overrule me at that point." And then Eddie Thorpe, his whole angle is that he's just sassy and he tries to fight women. Because he was just yelling at Ava for like an absurdly long time. And then
I think
apparently he pushed
his
Heartbreak Kid. He pushed Shawn Michaels down.
Yeah. I think his thing with Ava is that there's some tension there. You know what I'm saying?
Is it because I think Ava's
Bloodline
former
No,
gimmick?
I mean tension like moonlighting. For an 80s reference, if anybody knows moonlighting.
Are we gonna get The Rock versus Eddie Thorpe?
Ooh, yeah.
No, I'm saying moonlighting. You guys know moonlighting? Bruce Willis and Sybil Shepherd?
Oh yeah, I saw.
Two detectives who were beefing all the time, but in reality wanted to bang, bang, bang.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I think Eddie Thorpe and Ava have that kind of tension.
Me and Gigi have that kind of tension.
Yeah.
Speaking
I feel like that's where it's going. I feel like Ava's going to end up being Eddie's going to end up being Ava's assistant, if you know what I'm saying.
Are we gonna get an alt-right I see it alt-right. Are we getting an alt-rock faction with Shotzi, Gigi, and Tatum?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. And they're playing dolls.
Tatum is getting cuter and cuter as the weeks go.
Tatum's dope.
And Shotzi,
Tatum's really good.
And Shotzi, good lord. She was out there. Woo.
But yeah, I don't know if he mentioned it, but Fraxium beat Gallus to retain the titles.
That's crazy.
Because they're the best freaking tag team in wrestling.
Yep.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly.
Yes.
Their finishing sequence is amazing. Like the stuff. I mean, Nathan Frazier. I mean, I could see Nathan Frazier being a huge star, but I don't want them to ever break that tag team up.
Yeah, they're good.
To be really honest. Yeah.
Nathan Frazier's bound. He's bound for singles glory.
I know.
Yeah, he is.
I'd really rather not.
He will be the new NXT champion after Obafemi.
Yeah.
He will beat Obafemi, and they'll make a reference to back when they
That would be
fought.
insane because he's like 5'6".
Yeah, well, that's the point.
Yeah.
That's the point. Ilya Dragunov beat Walter, and Walter was big Walter at the time.
Right.
By the way, I would like to say, though, that Dynamite this week was better than NXT.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Let's hear about that.
I can say the results because I watched it.
I watched it too.
Did you also?
Yeah.
We're on sync. We're in sync.
We got it.
So,
speaking of in sync, me and Mercedes on that, we gonna be in sync soon.
Well, D-Lo, you've been good at marking them down. So if you wanna run down what happened in Dynamite, and then we can talk about how we felt about it.
Let's talk about Dynamite.
Dynamite.
We had my baby mom Mercedes Moné defend the change against Anna Jay TBS title. It was really good.
That rhymes. Good match. It was a good match. And
I liked it.
I honestly thought Anna Jay, it looked like she could have won at some point.
She had him with them knees, and she's the most high scissor kicks. She was Spanish. She's like crazy.
This was a good showing for Anna Jay. And
yeah, she been going in. She been going in lately. I like it.
I like Anna Jay a lot.
I like
Anna
Jay.
was good.
And
and she sneaked one on Mariah. She got to win. So I like that. So she been going in ever since. Next scene, we had a next father-son connection. Christian Cage and Nick Wayne beating Hook and Shibata. It was all right.
Oh man.
But there was a lot of help and a lot of shenanigans due to Mother Wayne and her.
I'll get back to that.
wrestlers.
When you're done with the rundown, I'll get back to that match.
Yeah, we'll get that. Next, we had the
Oh,
owning of Rick O'Shea
Huh?
and
Rick
Bobby
O'Shea.
Lashley.
Oh no.
Ah.
Ooh-wee.
Yo,
It was before Shelton Benjamin's match,
Yeah, it was
right?
right before. It was right before, and then he tearing the car up in fours, y'all.
How are
We don't
you a
need no
grown
kids
man?
in the crew. That's crazy.
So Keith, Brent, do you guys know what happened?
I watched it. I saw that
Yeah, I saw
part.
it.
I
You
saw,
saw
a
that
couple
part?
clips.
Yeah.
How are you a grown man agreeing to let somebody
Yoke
Man.
you up by your neck.
Buy your beer.
he squeezed his face like a child.
Yeah.
Squeezed his like someone would do to their bad baby. Like, what are you doing? Squeezed. Oh my lord.
Yo, beer. Son.
And don't do that to your bad babies. That's
Speak-
something people did to their bad babies in the 80s. Don't do that.
Speaking of which, Bad Baby just got a nose job. She looks completely different.
Catch me
no.
outside.
Yeah, how about that?
How
I'd
about
catch her
that?
outside now. I'd catch her
And
outside now. With that
someone,
new nose
Alabama
job.
something or other, stole her boyfriend too.
That's crazy.
All right. Then that led to Shelton Benjamin taking on the Beast Mortos.
Mm-hmm.
We're just here to just eat L's, but Shelton wins and gets another six
Him and-
points.
Nice.
Him and Commander have 0 points in the
Right,
tournament.
Oh
my
man,
gosh.
that's crazy.
Whoa.
I'm glad somebody's actually using Shelton Benjamin.
Fast.
You know,
He looks
instead of-
like a dominant. He looks like
Yeah.
a dominant player, and
So
it's only
glad
making Lashley look
finally-
better because
Yeah.
Lashley
Yeah.
hasn't even needed to take his suit off.
yeah.
Right.
Which tells you because he doesn't. He is only main event.
Yep.
Yep.
He is only AEW World Championship.
Facts.
I don't even
Can't
want to
beat him.
see him next to. I don't even want to see him next to somebody with a mid card title.
Right. I don't want that either.
Unless it's Shelton Benjamin.
Put Shelton Benjamin on the other side MVP.
Speaking of
There you go.
mid-card
There you go.
title,
Okay. Okay. I got you.
I like
Speaking
it.
of that, shit.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Got you. Hell yeah.
Speaking of that, Garcia came out and tried to stand for the Beast Mortals for some reason because they
Mhm.
got a match coming up and they
Weirdness.
teased Shelton. They banked them, of course. They beat him down, but MVPs and they came.
Shelton holding that TBH title looked good.
Yes. TNT. Yes, I like that. Yeah. I
And
want
he's-
that. Yeah, give me that.
He has the Carlito thing where with age he's just gotten bulkier,
Fact.
but he's changed his style, and his style translates well to his new body type.
Right.
He's literally like he used to be the high flying angle, but now
Yeah.
he's literally like the grounded one.
Yo, his
I love it.
knees, yo, his knees, them jumping knees, wow, crazy.
That's it.
See,
It
stuff
goes
like
back
this
to that
is making
Sabu
me-
thing. It goes back to that
Yeah.
Sabu thing. I rather watch Shelton Benjamin and Christian Cage do arm locks than watch
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
another Canadian destroyer on the apron
Right.
or another. Well, we'll mention what he did this week, but what? the-
Yeah, no, I'm completely with you. on that.
I never
Yeah.
want to see that spot again. We're going to talk about it when we get to the Darby Allin match, but I never
Hey,
want
I
to see that again.
I remember
Never.
the first time Petey Williams did a Canadian destroyer.
Mm.
I about busted
Yeah,
open.
yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I was
On
like,
TNA on
whoa,
Spike TV.
Yeah.
good lord.
After
But
Io
now-
Sky does it like every match.
Yeah.
Now
Every-
Petey
Yeah,
Williams
and
is
it's not even a
rolling.
finishing move anymore.
Exactly. He's rolling in his two-bedroom townhouse.
Yeah.
Not in
Yeah.
his
Petey
grave,
Williams
'cause he's
made it
still
look
alive.
so devastating, and he
Mhm.
made it look like he was pulling the person over when he did it. Now it just looks like they're rolling together.
Yeah.
Like, let's do it,
It's
it
a
doesn't
legal
look the same,
pile
it doesn't have
driver.
the impact.
Think about what we're talking about. Pile drivers are illegal, but the
Mhm.
Canadian destroyer on the
It's great.
apron is perfectly fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's
Makes
why
no sense.
Sabu is right. I'm sorry. He's right. In every way. Like I was going to talk about before, but Christian Cage doing arm wrenches on Hook looked more
Dude.
devastating than Io Sky's apron move.
Yeah. Christian Cage is probably my favorite wrestler. So
He's bound for that title, and he'll
I
lose
love
it to
Christian
Jay
Cage so
White
much.
at some point. But I want both of them to be champions in 2025. Christian Cage champion, Jay White champion.
Christian Cage is
Christian
51
Bale.
too,
Yeah.
by the way.
He is the best
51
thing on
years
that.
old, dude.
Yes, he is the best he's ever been, and he is the best thing going on AEW Dynamite. Aside from literally a 5-star match that just happened.
Yeah.
If you want to get to that, D-Lo,
before we
sorry.
get it down, we get Ricochet Part 2 with Swerve.
So yeah, Swerve sunned him, called him Trevor from Kentucky. But what is the nickname that we're gonna get? I call him Rickachump now. I heard Ricka cringe. I heard
Rick O'Shea.
Rick O'Shea.
Rick O'Shea.
Trevor Che,
Yo.
Samantha Irvin's husband.
Yo.
Hey now,
Trevor
Mr.
Irvin. Trevor
Mr.
Irvin.
Irvin.
Oh god, Mr. Irvin. No, don't call him Mr. Irvin. That's his father. Wait. Let's do the Ricochet laugh.
Oh, good.
What was that? How is he trying? His eyes got really open. Okay. I think this is a work. It has to be. Because nobody can be that bad. But he's literally like during the Shelton Benjamin thing where MVP and Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley came out, he was trying to talk himself up and he sounded that like he was born in a cornfield. That's how corny he is. Like he's made of masa flour. Like he's an arepa. Like he's frosted flakes. He's every single kind of corn you can do. Light skinned people went down 2 stocks, and I'm always in season. And we went down 2 stocks.
Oh man,
That's absurd.
We did
Bald
not claim
forever.
2 stocks.
Sure, you don't want to call this Pablo stocks down?
Yeah,
Pablo stock.
It's out your style, bro. We do
You can buy my stock later because I always get big around Valentine's Day. But like, my goodness, his gimmick. If this is his gimmick, he's doing a real good job in making himself not likable. But my goodness, to get sunned by 75% of the black talent is diabolical work.
Yeah,
that is nasty work.
You lost his black on.
Like who else could they get to sun him? Leo Rush and Action Andretti?
Yo,
Hey
if
now.
Leo Russia did the same thing.
If
bro.
him no
Myron Reed.
Ricochet and Top Flight would have to be a tag. They'd be like
Yo.
there's Corn Airlines.
Yo. Oh, nigga,
Mulatto Mayhem.
No, mulatto mayhem. Are you allowed to say it?
that? So I can say it.
Okay, I was just like, I didn't think people were allowed to say that anymore.
Well, first of all, anybody that says that's a curse word or something, you're making
Yeah.
it up because
I
I
know.
am that.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
shit.
Miss Mulatto
Rap
is
name,
a dope rapper. So
It's a rap
She's
name,
now called
Lotto.
Lotto. She's now
Right,
called
right, right.
Lotto, but her name
Yeah.
was Mulatto, and I was a fan of hers.
Yeah.
And when she changed her name
Same.
and they said that, and I was like, I've literally been this my entire life, and I've never
Yeah.
heard that used against me. I've heard a lot of other words used against me, but if anybody called me that, I'd be like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
guess
just
that's
means
what I'd
I'm-
be called.
Whew. All right.
I'd rather that than be like, oh, you're not that black.
right. Ooh,
Ooh,
That's the funny
people
thing.
say
when
that to
people-
you?
Oh, people
That's
say
a-
that
ooh.
all the time.
that's a wow.
good lord, bro.
Oh
That's
my
a-
goodness.
hey,
It's
yo.
it's the funny thing that people like, and I live in Midwest, right? But I've
Yeah,
also lived in Jersey, and Jersey's just as racist. I lived in New York
Right.
is just as racist. Puerto Rico is just as
Right.
racist.
Right.
But like the one thing I'll hear all the time, and then people just do not understand how wild it is like they never say, oh, you're not that white. No, it's always you're not that black.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, so it hurts less when they call me the N-word? Oh, okay, I got you.
So when I was
So
Yeah,
the
don't
only
talk.
this side stings.
when
Okay.
I was younger, people used to tell me that not even that younger, honestly, but I have been told multiple times throughout my life that I'm pretty black for a white dude, and I always took that as a super compliment. But if it's the other way around, it obviously isn't.
Well,
So,
somebody's going to say that to Trevor one day.
yeah,
They're
you're
gonna
pretty
be
white for a
like-
black dude.
We're like, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Kendrick song?
Oh man.
Nah, I had questions. When
I don't know. He
said-
not like
I had
us.
questions before, but he gave me the answer when he said his band was Kill Switch Engage. I was like,
Hey, Howard Jones is coming out with a solo album.
Isn't
it
this
seems
isn't
like.
the singer for Kill Switch Engage a black guy though?
Howard Jones? Yeah.
Yeah, so if he was gonna pick somebody, I mean, if he was gonna pick a metal band, he might as well say the one with the black guy.
Hey, you
Either
could
Kill
have picked
Switch Engage or Seven
Bad
Dust.
Wolves.
Seven Dust. Could have said Seven Dust.
No love for Wrecked.
Rage.
you know what?
No love for
Oh,
Tommy.
Rage Against the
Tommy,
Machine there now. Well,
Rage Against
Zach
the
Taylor
Machine
Lawrence is
too.
not black, but
I
right?
was,
Isn't
I was
he-
saying
he's
Bad
Hispanic.
Wolves.
Yeah,
Bad
I think
Wolves I
he's
like.
Spanish.
Oh yeah.
Tommy Vexed. I meant it's called Vexed. I think it was saying like
Yeah.
Rexed. It's Vexed.
He got kicked out of that band for being racist, though, didn't he?
Only as you
Yeah.
should.
Anyway,
As you
Yeah.
should, King.
All right.
All right, the best match of the week.
That's bad.
yes, sir.
Darby taking on Will Ospreay. What a
Tony-
banger this was.
Tony Khan's boy never loses, even after what he went through.
Yes. Darby somehow pulls out the victory.
Man,
Even after he took that Styles Clash and when he
Styles
went-
Clash off the apron onto the floor.
Yeah,
Again,
face
holy
first.
mackerel,
I
dude.
never
Again,
want to see
first.
that again. I never want
I
to
was like,
ever
God
use
damn.
ever
And
again.
Will almost
How did
messed
Darby
his
Allin
knee
not
up on that
die?
one. Will.
I was more scared for Will. But then
Right.
Will
Well, yeah.
ended up he ended up landing on his feet, and then Darby just ended up just like landing, and it looked weird.
I seen
Yeah.
his knee. I seen his knee came down when
He
he
buckled a little bit.
it just buckled like right.
Oh.
I was like, ooh.
Because
man,
that's the
look,
thing about the Styles Clash. It's not meant to do off of a like a
Yeah, off
Good
of
Right.
the
I remember when people
floor.
started doing second rope Styles clashes, and I was just
Yeah,
like,
that's
what?
yeah, that's
A
pushing.
buddy
it
of
would-
mine took one of those.
AJ
Saw
did.
this dude named
AJ did off
Acid.
the top rope one time, didn't he?
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah, that's pushing it.
Man.
That's real pushing it. But yeah,
But yeah,
the
the
floor is wild.
sequences that Darby and Ospreay, you
Oh,
know, flipping him over and doing.
that cold red. Oh, I thought that was it, yo.
Oh
Oh,
my goodness!
gosh, that shit got me. Woo.
The amount of moves both of them were, and then double. What was it? Double coffin drop. But why does Darby
Yeah.
keep doing that apron coffin drop miss?
Cause he loves to show his back off.
He did it again, Keith. The spot that you hate watching,
Oh, did he?
where he
I didn't know
literally
what it was
like
called.
cracks half of his spine, jumping back on the coffin drop. But he did it like
So
10
dumb.
minutes into the match.
Yeah,
10 minutes into a 20
Right
minute
for the
Is he
commercial.
crippled?
right for the commercial.
He doesn't care though. This is somebody who thought he was going to climb Everest and then like 8 days later wrestle.
Oh,
Like I understand being just like out there, but like it wasn't even the main event. On a
Right.
random
Right.
Dynamite,
Right,
you don't
bro.
have to
That's
do
the thing
an
that
you don't
pissed
have
me
to do an
off.
AJ Styles clash. You don't have to do a Styles clash onto the floor on a random Dynamite.
you don't have
in
to.
my
I
main event.
mean, you don't have to do that anyway. Let's
Exactly.
be honest. Like,
But that's the thing about
yeah.
what Sabu said. That's the thing about what Sabu said. That's true. That rings true.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, we don't need these things every week. I don't need to see a Styles clash on the apron every week. I don't need to see another
Right.
Canadian story every
Right.
week. Every week. Where's the specialness?
Yeah.
Nothing special anymore because they have to invent a new thing, and then after they invent that new thing,
They
then
wear it
3
out.
years later, it's the normal thing, and that's
Yeah.
where we are
Yeah.
now.
They
Where
wear it out.
yeah, exactly. It's
All right,
wearing it out.
fellas. Let's go ahead and we'll sign off on Kish Radio. Thank you to Kish Radio for giving us this platform, and we hope
Thank you.
everybody is enjoying listening to us. We've got some more content as we go into overtime, running it over there on Spotify. So if you want to keep on listening to us, look for Roundtable Wrestling on Spotify. It'll be up very shortly.
A good listen. I'll say I'm definitely not biased because I'm on it. I'd say probably the thing I hate the most about listening to the podcast is me. Just listening to myself ramble. I'm like, shut up, me.
That's hilarious.
All right.
But it's passion, you know. But no, I think we have really good audio quality, and I think it's a good listen. So
Yeah.
check us out on
Tyler Martin,
Spotify.
baby.
we give a lot of important information out.
I
Yeah.
think so. Even the fluff we give is fun too.
Yeah.
And our
Yeah.
opinions are funny and witty, and
Culture
matter.
Unfiltered.
because we're important.
Mhm.
Or
Occasional
at least as
racial
important as-
slur here and
we're-
there.
we're at least as important as Brian Alvarez. Wait, did you just say that I'll throw in a racial slur?
Well, because of what I said about the mulatto thing, it was like occasional racial slur here and there,
Nope, that on
which
me,
I'm
man.
finding
Holy
out
crap.
is one.
Oh my lord!
Which I'm finding out. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
What a weird world. Now I can't say something is crazy because I'm offending crazy people.
Bro. So
All right.
I know that this might not be Hello Wrestling Podcast. I grew up in the 70s and 80s. Obviously, look at me. I'm old as hell.
For all you radio
And
listeners,
the transition, right? All you radio listeners,
he's
the
old.
transition from handicapped, from not being able to say the R word to handicapped, literally took me like 30 years.
I remember when people used to say the G word. Oh, that's G or
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
R.
Yeah,
Stuff
you
like
said
that.
Yeah.
Like PC, I understand because same thing with the N word. I don't really want people saying it as much as they do,
Right.
even whether it be Papa John or 50 Cent. I'm like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
If you don't need to say it, don't really say it. Don't
Dude,
there's so much more. We are educated. We have
Yeah.
high
Right.
vocabulary. I don't need to.
And obviously, like, we all love Kendrick Lamar, right?
Kendrick Lamar
But
loves
that's
all of us.
one of the hardest things for me listening to
say that
Kendrick
word.
Lamar.
Mhm.
He says
I hear
that word like,
Mhm.
wow.
And then you had
my-
that issue, and then I wanted to mention, not
Yeah.
to cut you off. I'm sorry,
No, you're good.
but he had a song about the fact that. Do you remember that white woman that came onto his stage and sang "Good Kid, Mad City"?
Yeah.
Ruse and Cribs. Oh,
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
along. And then she said the N word, and then people started booing her. And then Kendrick was like, "It's part of the song." And then he made a whole
Right.
song about his
Yeah.
Yeah.
transgender uncle that's now his aunt. And he was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, look at all the stuff that you guys say. You guys say the F word,
Yeah.
in reference to homosexuals. You say this word, that word. And if you can say that, then why can't you let this happen?" It's like it's selective outrage. So
Yeah,
I definitely
for sure.
agree with what you say. And yes, names have gotten different. I don't even know if you could say handicap anymore.
I don't know.
I haven't
Wow,
seen a
that-
handicap match in a long time
Yeah.
either.
Fair. Yeah.
I almost think
But-
that handicap could, for some people, is triggering.
Man, it could be. I don't even know what the word would be now. Like, honestly, special needs. See, that
Handicapable?
sounds.
Yeah,
Special
That's what it's
Handi-
called. Special needs.
special
Yeah.
needs.
Or,
Yeah, special needs. But when I was a kid, the R word it wasn't even a bad word. Like, that's what you said, man. But
What it literally means is slow. But
yeah,
Stupid.
yeah.
the
Yeah.
funny
Yeah.
thing
I was
is
gonna say
that they
my
created
favorite-
that word. They created
my
that to
favorite
be what it is
song-
now.
Yeah, my favorite song on the Chronic is a song that I can't even sing.
Oh, I thought you said your favorite Black Eyed Peas song.
No. My favorite song on the Chronic, Dr. Dre.
But is
Song
your
I can't
favorite
even
Black
sing.
Is your favorite Black Eyed Peas song "Let's Get It Started"?
No, it's probably KD Say. But
KD say what?
yeah, it's probably KD Say. But
Oh my goodness.
tell me,
Shut
are
up,
you
just
feeling
shut
it?
up.
Say what? Say what? It's a freaking fire song, dude. But,
Oh my god.
But
Well,
no,
okay,
the original version. Did you see where they were? Okay, we're gonna get back to wrestling soon. I promise, fellas. But did you see the VH1 special where they? And I'm just, I want to say it. Damn it! The VH1 special where they asked Flavor Flav about the original version of "Let's Get It Started,"
yeah.
and Flavor Flav was like, "Oh yeah, that used to be the word. I remember. Let's get." It was funny, dude. Flavor Flav has no shame. He was like, "Yeah, that was the word."
But this is the funny thing about, or this is the sad thing about selective outrage, right?
Yeah.
Because it only becomes a thing until somebody outwardly complains about it, right? And then they don't really understand. Like I always talk about this, right? But Redskins, my favorite team is the Washington Redskins. I only call them Washington because I don't call them the Commanders because we didn't even get the copyright for it, or we didn't get the trademark for it. But Redskin was an actual title, Native American. They would paint their faces red. It's not just that they were red because they were Native American. Like they were my color because my great grandmother is this color and she's full native.
Yeah.
And like Redskin was literally the Warriors would paint their faces red and have white eyeliner the way they have black liner now. So it's like they originated that, and I think it's I will sign that petition that's going around in DC that's more than 10,000 Native Americans strong to get that name back.
Nice.
And I suggest everybody get their heads out of their butts and actually start to be more cultured.
The idea of cultural appropriation is weird to me because I feel like as cultures mix, there's a simulation and you learn things and maybe you adapt some of that stuff, but it's not even allowed anymore. If you admire something about another culture and you emulate it, you are racist now.
Well, think about it, right? People don't even realize that there's names behind, like Minnehaha, right? It's a big area where I am in Minnesota. They don't realize that it's a story about Minnehaha was a warrior that fought Paul Bunyan.
Right.
Like they don't realize that he smacked him with a big walleye and like put him on his butt.
Yeah.
You know, he was, but
people don't read enough.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I got that right. I'm pretty sure that Minnehaha was the one that fought him, not Minnewaska. I'm pretty sure it was Minnehaha. If I'm wrong, somebody tell me I'm wrong. But you know, it's just people are not understanding. It's ignorance, and I think it's even more racist. The funny thing is, it's almost like the "you're not that black" comment, where you're like you feel like you're so benevolent that you're like, oh, I can't be racist. But then you can say something like, "Oh, Redskins is racist," but you don't actually understand what its significance is because you are ignorant.
Right.
And nothing's wrong with being ignorant. You just don't know something. You don't know what you don't know. Otherwise, yeah. As far as outrage goes with words, like Carlitos saying he should learn Chinese, and people trying to, selective outrage. In another world, it would have been funny the way when he used to when he came up in the Attitude Era, and he would have said something like that, and it would have been like PC.
Yeah.
But yeah. We did stop the AEW right at the main.
All right, we had to get out. Yeah, we had to get our white tee.
It was actually
ready.
It was Nana Basso. Actually,
Nana Basso.
Yeah, who fought Paul Bunyan and hit him with the giant walleye.
And then created
Red Lake, Minnesota.
Yeah, because the
Red
lake
Lake,
looks
Minnesota.
Like it. So what was Minnehaha? What is the story of? Was that the woman that he was in love with?
I'm not sure.
Native American woman documented in the Song of Hiawatha, Minnehaha, translated to Laughing Water. Okay, that was it was a different story, but get what I was saying, right? Like, so
yeah. All right. So what was the main event on AEW?
The White Tee Combat Club taking on Orange Cassidy, Jay White, and Hangman Page. Of course, Hangman and Jay still got beef, and they argued. Hangman left, but he came back.
Love
that. He walked out mid-match and then came back.
Yeah, and then
good heel stuff.
Yeah, good heel work from the White Tees, and then they got distraction, and then they won, of course, and they beat down some more, and then
the Combat Club won. You're saying?
Yeah, the Combat Club, they won.
So is the YT Combat Club actually the name of the freaking?
Nah, they call it.
They're the Death Riders now.
Death Riders. That's
okay. I just wanted to make sure because you guys say it so like that's just the name, the White Tee Combat Club. All right, I got it.
Because they just wear white tees,
right? I get the idea. I was just wondering if that was really their gimmick.
No, I don't know what they on. They on some weird shit. Biker shit.
It's weird.
We're biker type shit.
This was a weird match because it had all three number one contenders for the AEW title in it.
Yeah.
And they were all talking about before the match how each of them were supposed to be, or Orange Cassidy's whole thing was just that he just stands back and people talk over him.
Right, he don't care.
But Jay White,
three number one contenders, that's wild.
strap a rocket to Jay White's back so the patriarchy and the Bang Bang Gang can beef for the rest of 2025 until like something big happens, like All In. But like, I like Jay White as the guy. Paige looks like he'll get the rub because Paige is probably the hottest. He's probably the hottest heel.
Yeah.
of
Dude, I'm
them
excited for Wednesday. Gonna actually start watching
Okay.
AEW. Maybe,
But
it's-
a lot of the stories just don't make sense, right? Like this
Yeah.
is my thing. Tournaments. This is my hot take of the year. Tournaments suck
Yes.
because
I
they're
hate 'em.
cheap ways to get storylines when there are no storylines,
right.
and I don't
You
like
know
it.
what else
It's
sucks?
obvious. What's up?
Number one contenders matches.
Yes. There's
I've
With
always
no
hated
premise
number one
behind, yeah.
contenders matches. Yeah. When
Mhm.
if you haven't built someone up enough to be your freaking number one contender, you are not a good booker.
right.
A
Yeah, like
number
there's
one
an
contenders
obvious-
match is just
Mhm.
I hate it. Hate it.
Yeah, like that should already be obvious. Like, oh, CM Punk beat Drew McIntyre.
He's
Yeah.
the number one contender.
McIntyre-
Right.
It has to take a seat, and CM Punk's the number one
Yep.
contender. Like
Exactly.
the fact that they have to, but I think the reason why they did that is because they had to make somebody like Andrade or Carmelo Hayes relevant enough to fight for that title
Yeah.
because they haven't won.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
I don't like.
Always hated it.
Yeah. Never. cared
Also,
about
I don't
stuff.
like the fact that two heels and a baby face went against a heel faction.
Yeah. it's
That's
kinda
always
stupid.
weird.
It was weird dynamics, and then
WWE used to do that crap all the time in the
Oh.
Attitude Era with Shawn Michaels having a team with Steve Austin and Steve Austin having a team with Mick
Bret
Foley and
Hart.
Brett. Yeah, like they used to do that.
so I wanted to
Austin
mention
and
this,
Angle
right?
before they actually liked each other.
I wanted to
Yeah.
mention this, right? So Christian Cage has the equivalent of the Money in the Bank, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Do we have a guess about when that could be? I'm trying to guess
That's
because the
Revolution.
way the kind of heel Christian Cage is, he would do it like on the champion's father's birthday or something. Like, oh, this is the anniversary of your oh.
It won't happen as long as Mox is champ.
Yeah. I think Darby,
Yeah.
if Darby wins it, he'll try to do some shit like that, like some Hardy type of stuff. They
But
cash
Darby
it.
is gonna have the mid card title.
Yeah, but he ain't win the Countdown Classic. He ain't winning that. Mm-mm.
Really? Oh, okay.
I don't got winning that.
Okada beats Darby, I imagine.
Oh, mm. Yeah,
Maybe.
I think probably gonna be Darby. Cause they gonna build. They gonna leave a draw. I think they're gonna draw that one.
I don't like Darby as AEW champion.
Yeah.
I don't like the big strap on somebody who's small.
That's why I
Not
said
small
people
stature,
quit.
but like Jay White and Hangman and all these people, even Aaron Cassidy, they deserve it over him.
That's why I said they're gonna do like the Hardy type. He gonna win it, and then immediately like, oh my God, Christian gonna come out and crash in immediately, and then this the title. That's how he gonna win it.
Yep.
That's how I
That's,
see.
what's
how
going
it
to
win.
happen.
That's how I see. That's where it's gonna go down. If Darby wins it, that's how
Yeah.
Christian gonna take advantage because he ain't got his pops with him, Papa Singh. So take advantage. That's
And Kip immediately turned. I saw
Yeah.
that happening, but that was weird.
he
Immediately.
fell in line. He knew what it was.
Mhm.
He fell in line. He knew he needed a new daddy.
Ew, nasty work.
Man.
On that,
That was crazy.
SmackDown.
He knew what
SmackDown
he
was,
needed to do. He fell in line quick.
No
Smack
more daddy
diggity.
talk. Only SmackDown talk. No daddy talk.
They went from chasing him to saying, "I understand why you
Here we
did
go
it."
like this. Ew.
So I was like, "Hey."
Oh man.
And next, oh, what the hell?
SmackDown.
So smackity diggity.
I liked it. I thought there was some shockers though. Obviously, we were teased with an actual a
Yeah.
comeback. It was a comeback, but
It-
we were teased with it.
Yeah.
Tiffany's going to cash in soon, very soon.
Yeah.
Well,
see
her
it.
losing against Michin says that,
Right.
but that was the
Right.
first match, I believe, right? I thought
Yeah.
Tiffany actually would have won that.
I did too, but they had other plans.
They had to get a lick back.
You can go get your own belt, Tiff, and then you can just forget about this cash in.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
I
Right.
know. And then Carmelo, how it's funny because just looking at him, he is kind of the odd man out on that roster.
Yeah.
As strong as he was, being two-time NXT champion, I believe. Was he two-time?
Yeah.
Nah, just one.
Or
Nah, he
just
won
one time,
nah, he
just
won
one
the-
really long run.
I thought
Nah,
he
he
had
won
it
the
twice.
North American title twice. I think.
Oh, okay. He won the North American. Okay,
And
so
he merged with the cruiserweight title. I seen that.
Oh, yeah.
They pushed him heavy. Like
so a
tour.
so a highly decorated NXT star is squashed by a returning Braun Strowman. Squashed.
Yeah.
Funny thing is that Carmelo did get some offense in, but immediately got
Floored.
caught. One move
Immediately
done.
floored.
One move
Yeah.
done.
And he's going to
Carmelo-
be Nick Aldis's problem solver? Was that just for one night, you think?
His
Well, I
insurance
hope.
policy.
I would love there to be an actual like the authority, right? I'd
Yeah,
love there
yeah.
to be like, you know what? I'm tired of me having to run in because Adam Pearce, Nick Aldis, they always have to literally physically run in.
Yeah.
How many actual general managers in life ever do that?
Yeah.
Something on the ground level, and like your general
Yeah.
manager, of your
Yeah.
company is like, back up, guys. Like, no,
Yeah,
it'd be cool if Braun Strowman really was like the hired hand.
yeah.
I also
just-
found it weird that why did LA and Solo just to get
Yeah.
saved by two other mid carders to get
Yeah.
beaten up?
Yeah.
Did y'all see that?
Yeah, Polo and Andrade trying to
LA
say-
Knight fights Solo, beats Solo.
I thought it was a DQ. Jake. It was a DQ. Jake.
It was it was a
Jacob
Fatu
was a
runs
horrible
in
type of shit.
because like his whole protective dog character where he runs in and absolutely splat him. But then Apollo Crews and Andrade come out. Like when I was watching this real time, I was at the gym because it was right after the podcast last week, and I saw this and I'm like, who is the black guy? I said that to
That's
myself. I was
crazy.
like, who? I couldn't even tell who it was.
That's crazy.
I was like, this guy's on the roster. I was like, it's Apollo.
Yeah, Corbin got the boo, but now Apollo for that little tap.
They're gonna put a ragtag group of jobbers to fight do the in between. Oh no, the bloodline's going.
Yeah, just for shit.
They won best storyline this year, but still,
Yeah.
they're not best rivalry though, best storyline. But ooh.
because it's been on freaking gone
Hmm.
for 4 years now. And they're 5.
And then what was it? Chelsea Green defeated Bailey, and those were the two ones to qualify, right?
Yeah.
Yep, for real.
Yeah, SmackDown was weird because it ran directly into the Saturday Night Main Event.
Yeah.
It was too
Preview.
like however many hours in between is too much. Too little time to get caught up.
Yeah.
Not everybody has time to watch it on Friday.
No.
Otherwise, I'd be down to just skim through or talk about, is there something specific like a PLE happening this week that's good to know of?
Well, I think we should talk about the TNA awards, even though like there was a TNA show. It was just a recap with the TNA awards.
Well, true. Like the best match, like Josh Alexander and
Yeah, well, no, they actually gave out like their own awards for best.
well, they've been
matches
doing
is
it.
one
They've
of
been
the-
doing it since
Yeah, they do it for a while.
2003. They've been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the tag team of the year was ABC.
Mhm.
3.
Moment of the year was Joe Hendry going viral, which sure.
Why not?
No,
yeah.
not to me.
No, really,
No, not to me. Nick Nemeth winning
man.
the title.
really.
Them getting their
See?
new Golden Boy was way bigger than Joe Hendry. A 5 year ago song getting big on TikTok.
See,
Yeah,
my
coming
thing
back.
about it is my thing about it is Joe Hendry going viral led to so much more stuff for him.
Yeah.
It led
was
to the
on-
big
was
Jordan
on
Grace
SportsCenter.
going to NXT
You know
was
what I
bigger
mean?
though. If
Really?
if Jordan Grace didn't go to NXT, none of that would have mattered because he wouldn't have been on NXT.
No, the
Like her
viral
opening it
moment.
up. Well, you saying the
Okay.
viral moment or like the most important moment, like the best moment?
I'll
It's-
say the
I mean, it
viral
says-
is rebranded. I'll say
It just says moment of the year.
Just moment of the year?
Yeah.
Oh,
Just as moment of the year. See, I feel like
I'll say that.
you're
What they
in.
rebranded, yeah, that changed.
You're in, right? The rebrand was a really big deal too.
But
But
the big
what I
thing
was
about the
saying.
rebrand
Yeah.
is you have to get yourself a new champion, and Moose being taken out by Nick Nemeth, and Nick Nemeth being the golden boy he's going to be the face of the company for however many more years if given the chance to. I think
So-
that's the most important.
so here's my thing
I
about the
get
whole
it.
thing. Like, like other than with the connection to Chris Van Vliet and all that, like the only wrestling companies that are ever really mentioned on Sports Center, is WWE.
Yeah.
And they're generally only mentioned in relation to wrestling.
Yeah.
But then they've been
Pretty
mentioning
good.
Hendry everywhere,
Yeah. Joe Hendry got mentioned like
like on
in a
local
football
news.
reference.
Yeah,
They were like, say his name and he'll appear. And then Joe Hendry popped up and they're like, no, not this guy. And they went to someone who was like coming off an injury and playing
same thing with
football
Kendrick
again.
too. Same thing with Kendrick. They've been making
Yeah.
references everywhere for Kendrick.
Right. And that to me, the fact that Joe Hendry did something that surpassed wrestling, you know what I mean? That makes it huge.
Well, then him winning the championship next year
Yeah, hopefully he does, even if he
Well,
only
he's-
holds it for 10 seconds.
at Genesis. So
Yeah. Yeah, here's hoping.
exactly. Here's hoping.
Um,
I agree with ABC. I agree with Jordan Grace winning of the
knockout of the year. Of course, who else was going to win it?
and then one to watch of the year, Leon Slater.
Leon Slater. Yeah, we talked about him, so.
Very much so.
Yeah.
So they got it. They
I
got
was
it right.
Rush?
Yeah.
I personally still think that
Oh,
Nick
Leon,
Nemeth,
right.
Nick Nemeth
Leon,
beating the literal dictator of NXT. I mean TNA. I mean because Moose was
Before
a
they
dictator.
announced it, I was like Heather Reckless, Leon Slater, Laredo Kid. I was like, it's probably going to be one of them. And
Yeah.
then it was Leon Slater. So,
Surprised it wasn't Laredo Kid, but I see
Yeah.
Leon Slater. He's had some
Yeah.
bangers.
yeah, for sure. You could tell that they're getting ready to get behind him. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty obvious. Like,
Right.
And I don't know is there a Saturday night main event Saturday?
No.
it's once a month, so it's
Once
not
a
going to
month,
be.
right?
It's not,
Yeah, once-
yeah.
Is there a PLE going on tonight or I mean tomorrow?
I don't think
No,
so.
baby.
Nothing ROH, nothing.
There is
Oh,
something
ROH.
ROH.
Oh,
Final battle.
That's that. That's how.
Oh, that's what's happening in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
time.
Chris Jericho, King Nueve. I like the King of New York, Chris Jericho. I think it's kind of funny. It's something I've never seen.
Because Diddy's God. He can take that crowd out because Diddy God.
You can't take the crown off of my head to put it on Chris Jericho.
Ooh, he said, hey, he said, I'm here. He said, I'm here, baby. He said,
I'm here.
Fuck that.
Pride of the Bronx. This guy was from Isanti.
I thought he was from Winnipeg, you idiot.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Oh no, I'm from New York now. Oh, okay, sure.
All
Because your dad played on the Rangers for 3 years. Okay.
Well, he was born in Manhattan. Well, his dad,
Oh, I
Was-
know, but he
yeah.
was because
but he was born. He's raised in Winnipeg. He's
exactly. It's kind of like Tupac was born in New York, but I
he's
still
from
claim him. Personally,
California.
I still claim it. It's the water. It's the water.
Yeah.
For sure.
So I guess real skim through the final resolution and then do a send off.
Sounds good.
Because there's really nothing to preface as far as like stuff going on. I don't even think
Yeah.
there's a big UFC
Nothing.
or anything like boxing related even that I want to talk about. So I am a fan of TNA. I was the
Yeah.
residential fan. And I'm trying to push people onto the train of TNA because I still think they are second, if not third best thing going on. depending on if you're watching NXT or not, or if you see them as separate from WWE.
Right.
But what was it? The results were the Moose defeated Kushida for the to retain the X Division title. They're looking at scrapping it and making it something else. The title.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Really?
that's something that actually came up, and it was I didn't want to leave it to a news thing because I think once we have more news on it, I'll probably bring it up. But so yeah,
Well,
he
here's
won
hoping
the
they
X
don't.
Division.
The X Division's a big deal.
It is.
It is
something special
but-
that they have.
Yeah.
But the weird thing is that I always saw it as like a cruiserweight championship and not like a mid card championship.
See, that's what
Well,
I
Joe
always.
had it, and PCO had it.
Yeah, but back
so
in the
many
day,
people,
it was more
so
like
many
a,
people
you
had
know,
it. Yeah,
Chris Sabin or Christopher Daniels or AJ, somebody like that.
Right.
You know.
Well, from the beginning, they always said it's not about weight limits, it's about no limits. That was always the
Yeah.
gimmick. So
yeah, because it was high flyer stuff, but high flyer stuff was always kind of seen as cruiserweight stuff.
Right.
Right. But if you guys remember, like in the original X Division, they had PCO as X under the mask as like they called him the X Division spoiler because he was the guy who did innovative stuff but didn't necessarily fly around.
Right.
He did do that cannonball drop, but
or when Aries was dressed up as his character. I won't say the name of the character because it's something you shouldn't say online. But
gotcha.
it was, it's interesting, but I think he might just try to make it the biggest title, and like that just might be his gimmick that he tries to because he's already talking about making the X Division title bigger than Nick Nemeth's title.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. So it'll be interesting to see. Maybe he'll be like, oh my goodness. Remember, Moose was he was double champion at one point back when they still had the Impact title in the TNA. Remember?
Yeah.
Maybe he'll bring that back.
Maybe
Maybe
the big silver boy. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And then the Rascals defeated Sammy Callahan, PCO, and Jake something. It was supposed to be Hammer something, but Hammer got hurt. Somebody broke the hammer.
Aww.
And Jake something, instead of getting somebody new or forfeiting, he said, forget it. I'm just going to do it myself.
Yeah.
And Jake something is something because the way he made himself seem like a boss.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Shout out
He's
to
really
one of
good,
our,
man.
Were the Rascals even originally in that match?
Were they meant to be in the match? Were they
I thought it was
added?
I thought it was just a tag team match, and then they added the Rascals because Hammerstone got injured.
No,
I
I
swear they
believe
did.
it was supposed to be a three-way.
I was through all the time. Okay, right
I
on.
believe so. It might have been that the Rascals got in for some other team.
Okay,
Yeah.
because Sammy and PCO obviously against just Jake something turns Jake something babyface and turns them heel. So I thought that they had to bring in another tag team so it wouldn't be a handicap match.
The funny thing though about Sammy and PCO is that they float.
Right.
They are in
everybody
between.
floats nowadays.
They are always
Seems like.
between face and heel. Specifically,
Yeah.
just because Callahan, you always know he's slimy, even if he's not being slimy.
Oh yeah, he's slimy dude.
You know, if you touch him, there'll be some slimy. Pause. By the way, we don't touch slimy people here.
Yeah.
Speaking of slimy, Jordan Grace versus Rosemary got interrupted, and because a hooded small character comes up, and attacks, and then the dramatic reveal: Moose's best friend
the Crimson
and La Rosa Negra's worst friend, Tessa Blanchard, comes in and immediately is going to be fighting Jordan Grace.
Oh boy.
Jordan Grace is going to have to give up the pin. She's going to hate it. She might actually walk out before. She might do the mass exodus with everybody else.
I hope so.
Before that match.
Ooh.
She might might refuse. Or she might pull a Hogan where she lays down. Or finger poke of doom. We might see a finger poke of doom in TNA.
Freaking what's it called? The DX thing. It's one of the best matches I've ever seen.
The four-way?
For the European title. No, Hunter and Shawn Michaels for the European title.
Oh, okay. Oh,
that match was fantastic.
When he laid down. Oh, gosh.
Yeah. Such a good. I mean, he hit the ropes and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
Got some
things that-
cardio. in it.
yeah.
You got to
He
hit the
got some
ropes.
cardio. Dude, he hit the ropes like 15 times.
Well, because he had to warm up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking, so I didn't mention this, but Ace Austin defeated Trent Seven in a
As he should.
manufactured match.
Ace
We all
Austin
got that wrong, but yeah.
Ace Austin has been on a roll this year.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why
I-
ABC was tag of the year.
Yep.
Yeah. And honestly, he's got himself in such good shape too, man. It's hard to argue against that, you know.
I thought
Yeah.
Militia would have been Masha and Alicia Edwards. I thought they would have been tag of the year.
Mm.
To be honest,
Yeah.
they could have made a. They could have made
Hey,
a.
his Damon.
Speaking of another tag of the year, exactly. The Hardys defeated the System in a tables match.
Yeah, they
because-
did.
Wow, wow, wow.
And I watched that. It's always interesting to see 50-year-olds in tag matches. No
Mhm.
offense. No offense, but
My thing is, why are they champions? They need to be making other champions look good right now.
I wanted the
Well-
system to win so bad.
no.
I don't
want
get
to
it.
see 7-time champions, the System. No, thank you.
I'd rather see 7-time champions of the system than freaking the Hardy Boys.
Yeah,
The
they
Hardys
need-
have to build themselves up just big enough so it looks good when Hammer Something beats them.
Yeah, fair.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'll take that.
Speaking of fair,
Yeah.
speaking of fairness, Joe Hendry wins the Fatal 4-Way and is the #1 contender for the
None of us saw
championship
that
at
coming.
Genesis. And I think it is time Nick Nemeth doesn't lose anything losing to Hendry.
Yeah.
I think it'd be wonderful. And then
Yeah.
They can call y'all
Nick
that.
against Muth. I said Muth. That's crazy. Like
Muth.
I'm making a Manhattan with vermouth. Moose versus Nick Nemeth can be a thing again forever. Fight forever.
Hey, you know, if we had known that Trent Seven's contract was up and that was his last match in TNA, we probably would have picked Ace Austin in that match.
I'm not gonna
Because
lie.
last week we all picked Trent Seven. That was
I
his
think
last
A. I
match.
think A. Hold on, who else was in
Just-
there?
I was
Yeah,
hoping
this
he
is
would
what
go
I-
out with a bang
Yeah, I picked
Yeah.
A. Yeah.
because Ace Lawson loses nothing
Right.
because the way they build it and all of that, he's just like let him have a hard time without his friend, and then when his friend
Yeah.
comes back, they can triumphantly be,
Dude.
and then why not?
What did you guys think? Did you guys watch the show? Did you
What
guys
show?
watch Final Resolution? Was
I
that
caught
what it
Final
was?
I watched
Resolution,
some
yeah.
highlights
Yeah.
from it.
What did you guys think about what Trent Seven did with the Chris Bay shirt?
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, man. Like, this guy is really fighting for his life, and you're rubbing a picture of his face on your nuts. Like, that's not.
Well, if we want to talk about that, can we also mention the MJF body shaming thing that just happened?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that.
We
What
talk
happened with
about
that?
that.
Yeah,
talk about
Adam-
that stuff, yes.
MJF was in tears, and he was like, there are people that are struggling. There are people that are malnourished. They're not eating as much as
Oh,
you
man.
for a little bit of money. You can help this guy, and he points to the Megatron, and it's skinny Adam Cole,
Scrawny.
scrawny Adam Cole,
Oh,
overly
Scrawny
scrawny.
is-
But think about how much he's already.
oh.
That's
to the
ick.
pay-per-view.
That's worse than the Chris Bay thing, because the Chris Bay thing, like you want to build some heat and make it good for the match.
But it's so cheap. You could build heat in a different
It's
way.
cheap. However, to go on to justify internet bullying,
Yeah, I feel that.
that is worse. He also said
Yeah.
Santa is not real on live TV.
Hell
I mean,
yeah.
he's not. So,
Do you know how many moms are just beside themselves?
oh, but all you got to
Yeah.
do is tell him MJF's a bad guy and he lies.
My single mom group chat is going crazy right now.
Yeah.
What's up, ladies?
Hello, ladies.
It's- Hello.
Valbowski.
That
Speaking of wrestlers that should never be put in the main event, again,
This is exactly what I was gonna say.
AJ Francisco, aka Casey Navarro's big brother,
AKA the
Is
man who should
defeated.
never do a dive again.
Never do a dive.
Never.
Is defeated by Nick Nemeth.
Good.
What?
I know, right?
Oh man, I'm so disappointed.
Thank goodness. Because there's no better match that you can do for Hendry than to beat Nick Nemeth, because it'll make him look the most legit.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
And
Yep.
that's what you need, especially in this new world. If he is one of the people that they're running with, because again, Scott D'Amore not being there means they lose Josh, they lose Jordan, they lose John Gresham, they lose. There's going to be an exodus. Rhino's gone. It's going to be a new place, and you got a new fresh face, and that's what Nick Nemeth was.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now
So
they need they need the hot hand, and they got to strike while the iron's hot, and it's still hot. Somehow it's still hot for Hendry.
Yeah. Crazy.
I thought he was going to
Yeah.
go the way of LA Knight, but this shows.
No.
I will literally bet online and I don't do that, but like Hendry has to win.
He has to.
Yeah. It'd be silly if he didn't. But
And
if
then take
Joe
the
Hendry
title to the Royal
wins,
Rumble. Take the title to the Royal Rumble.
yeah.
True.
If
must.
Joe Hendry wins, does he stay under contract with TNA and just do occasional appearances with WWE,
Ooh.
or does he still leave?
Oh, he leaves.
He will leave at some point because he's bound. But
Isn't
TNA has
his-
to do it. They hit the strike while they have him. That's what I'm
Right?
saying.
Isn't his
Yeah.
contract up in February? I feel like that's what I read online.
They
So
got to
he
offer him the
could-
bag.
It's the early
Yeah.
part of this coming year. Yeah, so it's
What
in
I would say in his contract is that he
So-
has to be able to go between both.
Right.
Or
So if
Josh
he-
Alexander, if they try to keep Josh Alexander, which I don't think is going to happen.
Yeah.
The
he's
incentive would be that he would be able to bounce from WWE
Yeah.
to TNA.
Yeah. But that's if WWE wants to do that. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
That's
I feel,
if Josh
I feel like
even
they're
wants
kind
to
of
be.
done. Yeah, I feel like they're kind of done highlighting TNA wrestlers. You know?
It seems like it. They haven't
Oh.
really shown
Yeah.
many lately.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little spell.
I feel
Yeah,
like
it
it
was
was more
just-
for TNA.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
Got
But
it.
I feel like so Hendry wins the belt, goes to the Rumble with the belt,
Mhm.
puts it over. You know
'Cause
what
that
I mean?
pop at Royal Rumble will be insane. The
Yeah.
pop for Hendry
Shows
is
off
going
his-
to be nuts.
Shows off his pound for pound strength. Goes back to
Oh
TNA.
no! I need him to fall away, slam somebody out of the ring.
Yeah, that'd be fire.
Need to do it
Oh,
to
man.
like Kofi, and then Xavier Woods try to catch him or something,
Yeah,
or him do it to like 5 people in a row and then get thrown out by JD.
yeah. Do it to
Or Dom.
Frazier.
Massive heat,
Mhm.
massive heat.
But he goes
think
back to
at some
TNA,
point-
loses, and then comes into WWE as a hot ticket because he just tore it up at the Rumble.
Yeah.
Beautiful
Maybe.
stuff, exactly.
Yeah.
That'd be stuff of
Yeah.
legends. I would want it.
Yeah.
But what I want to do, I want to pose this as something, and we'll talk about it in the group chat. But
Okay.
I would love us to have a list for how we do March Madness.
Yeah.
I want to do a Royal Rumble list and see who gets the most right.
Oh, like who's gonna be in it?
Yes,
Yeah.
all 30
All 30?
men
Okay.
or women. I don't even care whichever one, men or
Okay.
women.
Okay.
Or both. I don't care. I literally like this. This is like mock drafts for me. Like thinking of all the possibilities of the Rumble, how many
Yeah.
people we can get.
All right,
So-
it's a challenge. All right, it's a challenge.
Well, do we got to do
Brett-
one? Well, do we do one
Yeah.
for men and women?
We can.
Sure, yeah,
I'd say
sure,
why not? I'd say it's
Sure.
for me personally. I think the men's one is more interesting
Rhino.
this year,
Right.
Ryan's gonna be in it.
especially because of how many free agents that there are. It's
Yeah.
interesting this year.
Yeah.
But I'd also like the women's because I think there's a lot of NXT talent that comes up.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think
Ren
we
Sinclair,
easily-
surprise win.
Every
Go to
win,
Mania, baby.
every win
That'd be
Ren
awesome.
Sinclair gets the rest of her career is a surprise win.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
that fair.
Because
Yeah.
the way they're booking her, everything is surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not liking it. Not liking it at all.
Yeah.
I want
So-
Vikingo. Vikingo in the Royal.
So before we I think we're kind of winding down now at this point. Before we go, next week is our last show of the year, right?
Yep.
So
Yeah,
Brent
last of
and
the calendar year.
so Brent and D'Lo and I talked about this in our little meeting, and then we were supposed to catch you up, and we didn't. So we're gonna do year-end awards.
I like it. All right. What?
Everybody picks their own wrestler or picks their own winner in every category, and then we'll get together and talk about it. And we may bring on a fifth person so that there can be, so there's no tie.
I hear that. So we have criteria already. We have
Well, we'll get together and come up with lists obviously wrestler of the year, tag team of the year, independent wrestler of the year. We'll figure out what else. Woman wrestler of the year.
I've actually I might have a little list here that I've been working on.
And I would like everybody that's listening, make your own list.
Yeah.
And then you can
let us know.
You can tag us or whatever, and
we need to start a Twitter or something so people can freaking communicate with us a little better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
get on Blue Sky. We need to do something.
Here are your end of year awards nominated, like the name of them.
Nomination categories.
Yeah, the categories. We got Superstar of the Year overall, Indies or mainstream.
Okay,
that's just like who is the best overall. Then we have our Indie Star of the Year. Then we have WWE Superstar of the Year. We'll have a NXT Superstar of the Year.
I like that, actually. I like
for
that
every brand. Okay.
Yeah. Because we talk about every brand, so I imagine that we should.
We'll also be doing CMLL Superstar of the Year.
Ooh.
Interesting. Laredo Kid.
I was about to say that one's almost an obvious one.
MLW Star of the Year. And Best Tag Team in Wrestling Award. That means it's open.
So men or women's is just everything.
Yeah, everything.
I'd like there to be a most improved.
Okay.
I like to be there. I like there to be the opposite. I like us to see the most
furthest fallen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right on.
The biggest digression.
And we'll be giving away our Indie Spotlight Award.
Right on.
I already know exactly what who my low is.
Yeah.
Well, I got to pick which Nick's name I'm going to give him.
All right, I got a list.
Fair. Oh, and speaking of, we need to do the Indie Spotlight quick on Matt Cardona. Everybody knows who Matt Cardona is. We talked about it a little bit earlier.
Long Island bro.
Yeah. He's not under contract. He's getting mentioned on nationally televised shows. He's wrestling for the ROH title and not under contract with AEW. Like
wrestling for the ROH, wrestling for the he is the current First Avenue Wrestling champion over here in Minneapolis. He is also HOG gonna fight Zilla, I believe, soon. Or he's tagging with Zilla against I gotta think about it, but is it main event or is it two other big guys? Yeah, I gotta remember. I gotta remember. I'm gonna keep up. Shout out to HOG, shout out to MLW, shout out to all you wrestling promotions that are doing your thing.
Hell yeah.
And
but man,
I'm looking forward to next week with these. I'm gonna do the
awards. It's gonna be fun.
Due diligence.
Yes.
I've got most of mine kind of imprinted.
Well, I have most of them in my head.
To figure it out. Yeah.
I already know most of them.
Yeah.
I gotta figure a couple out, but I got it.
I can't use Jacob Fatu twice, so that's the most difficult part.
I mean, you can.
You could.
Oh.
Yeah, you can sweep your awards. You can win everything. Tag Team of the Year, Jacob Fatu and Tonga.
Tonga Loa? Oh no.
Yeah. Or Tama Tonga, right?
Tama Tonga.
Yeah, it was Tama.
Yeah, Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. Inspirational wrestler of the year, Jacob Fatu for feeling for those cancer kids.
Most improved. Oh my goodness. He just brought up a.
Oh, we do breakout. Who you think gonna be the next up?
Nathan Frazier.
25.
That's who I'm saying, Nathan Frazier.
Biggest
Yeah.
scandal?
Ooh, that's
Oh.
easy though.
Oh,
Is it
well.
Vince
really?
McMahon shitting on
Yeah.
women's heads.
Okay,
Come on, man.
That first of all, that didn't happen this year. We just found out about
Oh,
it this year.
well, yeah, but
Also,
find
that was
out.
the.
Vince
I'm
McMahon
sorry.
shitting on
I'm
women's
sorry.
heads.
Wait. I'm gonna have to give you pushback. That was
Okay.
the thing you took back. That was the weirdest one. Not him naming something Bobby Lashley.
I didn't know about that.
He named toys after what they looked like.
Hey, man. Yeah.
He had one called
Yeah.
Ultimate
Problem,
Warrior.
dude.
He had one called The Undertaker. He had one, and then the dark one, and then the dark one he named Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was
Wow.
pretty nasty. He
If you're talking about it, they're toys not meant for children.
Mm-hmm. Dang.
He would named them.
When they get
And then I
freaky
made
with
the joke that he named the clear one John Cena because you can't see him.
I can't see it. It's hilarious.
it. Yeah.
But then he was
Oh,
also
man.
ooh-wee. So yeah,
Whoa.
biggest scandal I'd say Vince is not eligible on that one because a lifetime is not.
Lifetime
Yeah.
Achievement Award of
It's a lifetime achievement award. The Nasty Award goes the lifetime achievement award for Nasty.
They nasty. Boy.
He'll be in the
Baby
Hall
oil.
Hall of Shame. Actually, we're adding that. The Hall
So-
of Shame nominee.
Yeah.
Also on the year-end show, we will not be doing any reviews of the shows that week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be
Yeah,
all
so watch the
Christmas
shows.
shit.
And then the next year we can kind of double that. Yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
That works for me.
Yeah.
Well, kind of the way they did with TNA, where they made it specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be
Yeah.
doing Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
So it's up to y'all. It's up to y'all.
Yeah,
Keep
watch
up.
wrestlling this week because we're
Make
not going to
sure-
be. You can't rely on us for the results this week.
Nope, not giving results out next week.
Well, I imagine the week after we'll
Oh yeah.
touch a little bit on it, but yeah.
Yeah, depending
Lead into
on
what's-
like what all happened.
I'm sure that whatever happens on Raw, it's going to affect what happens on Raw on Netflix. So
What
For
I
sure.
will say though, podcast to watch for 2025 is Roundtable Wrestling,
yes, sir.
and it's definitely not.
Whatever podcast Brian Alvarez is on.
Brian and-
gonna take a shot.
Brian and Ryan Alvarez.
Yeah.
That works. I'm going to eat
Don Alvarez.
because I woke up 10 minutes before this.
Nice.
I did eat on stream because I am a Chad like that.
It happens.
Yeah. Otherwise,
All right,
I
y'all.
thought this was a great week of talking, and we have our stuff for next week, and
Yeah.
we're gonna be ready. Best we're all on different sides of the Mississippi, but
We are.
we are the best
all over the place.
podcasts on both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. All right. This was fun, guys. Everybody have a great week. Thank you so much, Tyler. Appreciate
Yes.
you, man.
Jay, thank you.
Jay, thank you for
Skibbity-
getting us on Kish.
Skibbity wrestling to all, and to all happy holidays as well.
Yes, happy holidays.
Yeah, we will be
everyone.
back after Christmas. So if you celebrate,
Yeah, Merry
enjoy your
Christmas.
Christmas.
We'll-
Happy Hanukkah.
If you're,
Happy
if
Hanukkah.
you're celebrating with MJF,
Kwanzaa's.
Yeah.
Kwanzaa's. Boxing Day. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
For our Canadian fans.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Right on, right on.
Tight shit.
Yeah.
All right.
all right.
Adios.
All right, man.
Later, everyone.
Later, guys.
Have a good weekend.